had rain earlier today. It's been a partly cloudy afternoon here in Vancouver. As we're all set for the Edmonton Eskimos, and yes, folks, I do know they're the Montreal Alouettes, the 93rd Grey Cup, as we come live inside BC Place Stadium, where there'll be a crowd in excess of 59,000, sellout crowd on hand here this afternoon. And if you are just joining us, in particular our viewers in the United States and in Europe, good afternoon from Vancouver. I'm Brian Williams. Welcome to our coverage of the 93rd Grey Cup. The Montreal Alouettes and the Edmonton Eskimos meeting for the third time in 4 years. They both have one victory. We'll talk football in just a minute. We'll get up to the play-by-play booth, check in with Mark Lee and Chris Walby. But right now, Elliot Friedman worked the hockey game last night down in Phoenix, Arizona. The Vancouver Canucks and the Phoenix team, and I understand the Coyotes winning that game, but I understand Elliot has made it back from Arizona. Elliot.
Yes, Brian, I'd like to thank the cab driver who got us here. It was like I was playing Grand Theft Auto in the streets of Vancouver. Meanwhile, this thing of the Grey Cup, what it does is it creates unexpected heroes. Remember in 2001, Greg Frere certainly will, Aldi Henry, the backup defensive back with the crucial block punt against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Today, if you're looking for such a player in the Montreal roster, check out backup running back Jonas Lewis, a 3-year man in the NFL. He also was the MVP of the 2003 World Bowl. He was the starter at the beginning of the season, 46 yards on 10 carries against Hamilton, but was replaced by Eric Lapointe and then Robert Edwards. If you're looking for an unsung guy today, he could be the perfect man now back in the lineup in the Alouettes roster. Now here's Steve Armitage.
Elliott stopping the passing and running of the Montreal offense will be one of the prime responsibilities of Senor Mobley of the Edmonton Eskimos. Senor, I got to ask you, is stopping Eric Lapointe the key?
Oh, yeah. If we can stop the run early, we make them one-dimensional. And, it makes our defensive calling a whole lot easier. If we let Lapointe get off early, get long runs, we could be in for a long day.
There's a lot of big game Grey Cup experience in the room. How does that help you this close to the big one?
Oh, well, it helps us a lot, to be calm and cool no matter what's happening out there, and know that we will have another chance to get out on the field and make something happen. So with a lot of veterans in the room, you can keep your head.
How much does this team want to win for a young head coach, Danny Machocha?
Oh, we definitely want to win. We worked all year long to get to this point. People counted us out because we had a young coach. We had a whole lot of changes, and here we are back in the Grey Cup trying to get it done again.
Thanks for doing this so close to game time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Senor Mobley of the Eskimos. Brian, back to you.
All right, Steve, as promised, let's join the fellas that will call the game here this afternoon. Here are Mark Lee and Chris Walby. Mark.
Thank you, Brian. Moments before the West semifinal, Ed Hervey stood up in the Eskimo locker room and he said this: "I'm Ed Hervey, number 81. You can count on me today." Then it was Donnie Brady. "I'm Donnie Brady, number 26. You can count on me today." And so it went around the Eskimo locker room. Head coach Danny Machocha watched this scene and realized he didn't need a speech. He said, "Enough said, let's go play football." Chris, how has leadership and a team-first attitude helped Edmonton to where they are today?
Well, first off, Mark, I got to tell you, there's a difference between being a professional athlete and a true professional. Because you know what? A true professional is not worried about individual awards, accolades, and stats. It's all about team. And we got 4 great examples playing here this afternoon in the Grey Cup. And I'm going to start with Jason Moss, because what a class act. I mean, this guy last year was the MVP of the Edmonton Eskimos, 5,000 yards passing. Doesn't say a peep all year. Only 3 passes in the regular season. Yet in the playoffs, he provides the winning touchdown in each game to get here. And remember this, all amid the rumors that he will be a tie cat after this game.
And then how about the sacrifices on this team by people like A.J. Gass?
Oh, I love A.J. Gass, and one reason is because here's a guy that's fought adversity health-wise. I mean, he has had both his knees reconstructed. He's considered too small to play the position at only 200 pounds at the middle linebacker position. Yet he often lines up as a 5th defensive lineman and is a huge reason for the success of the Edmonton defense and why they're ranked number 1 in many defensive categories.
Some similar stories for the Montreal Alouettes on their road to the Grey Cup. Before the East semifinal, quarterback Anthony Calvillo called a players-only meeting, and he made a speech. Now, Calvillo is soft-spoken. He doesn't normally talk to his teammates. He stood up and he said before the Alouettes, I'm going to lead you. You can all follow me. He told me yesterday he was so emotional when he made the statement. He had goosebumps and he had to leave the room right afterward. They have followed Anthony. The Alouettes are his team.
Well, he is definitely the leader of the locker room. And the biggest thing is they say he doesn't do this normally. But the thing is, there was turmoil at the time. There were rumors of Don Matthews' demise. There were question marks about the defense. They had tinkered with big defensive ends and then he brought in smaller defensive ends. Questions all over the place. He stood up and he did one thing. He unified this team and he came out and probably played the best half of football in that first half against Saskatchewan in the East Semi.
And then there's Tim Strickland, beat up, injured, and answering the call for his team.
Again, another example. I mean, you take a look at A.J. Gass. How about Tim Strickland? Here's a guy that's still not 100%. He's got a groin injury. Yet he missed the final 2 games of the regular season. Says, I got to be in for the playoff game against Saskatchewan. What does he do? Key interception in the red zone against Saskatchewan. And then he chips in with 3 quarterback sacks against Toronto in the East Final to bring him here to the Cup. These are all great examples of what a true professional is.
Chris, you've talked about the human drama behind the scenes for both of these football teams getting to this Grey Cup. Now, how about your Grey Cup Gillette game notes?
Oh, for the last time, we saved the best for last. Let's go. And we're going to start with Edmonton on offense. And Ray Moss find Tucker. I know it looks like a misspelling, but it is. Either Ray or Moss. You got to find Jason Tucker. He is the quarterback killer. He can kill the Alouettes himself. On defense, man-to-man must be punishing. They play 80% man coverage, and I tell you what, against these elusive Alouette receivers, you better stick them, and if they make the catch, you better punish them. On the other side, let's take a look what we have to do for Montreal. The key offensively, Stars Lapointe to Cahoon. What a story about Eric Lapointe. 112 yards and a half last week against Toronto, and the best player in the postseason so far offensively, Ben Cahoon. Watch for him today. And on defense, Stingray, Dump Davis. It's simple. You got to blitz. You got to rattle Ricky Ray. But I tell you what, don't forget about Troy Davis because he can hurt you.
Chris, both of these football teams laden with Grey Cup experience and playing themselves for the 3rd time in 4 years, Brian.
All right, thank you, Mark. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the receivers for both the Edmonton Eskimos and the Montreal Alouettes. And on this Sunday afternoon, back live in downtown Vancouver as we look at BC Place Stadium. We're approaching 2:45 in the afternoon. Still, I would say about 20-25 minutes until kickoff, the 93rd Grey Cup between the Alouettes and the Eskimos, as we come with the cable cam down to our host location. There is the Grey Cup. And fellas, we got a couple of minutes. We've talked quarterbacks, we've talked running backs, we've talked defenses. Let's talk receivers for both teams and special teams.
Well, I think receivers will play a big role in today's football game. And when we look at Edmonton, we look at Jason Tucker as definitely their big play guy. He has a touchdown. He had a huge touchdown in the Calgary game to seal that victory. He's been their go-to guy with 10 catches. Ed Hervey, who seems to always step up come playoff time, has 10 catches. And Trevor Gaylor has stepped up in the playoffs, has a touchdown and 5 catches. My question is, where's Mookie Mitchell? 94 catches on the season, 0 in his 2 playoff games.
Well, they're a veteran crew, and they're going to need to be able to come back and communicate to either Ricky Ray or Jason Moss, because the Montreal defense, we don't know what they're going to show. They can play conventional or they can play pressure. And Jason Tucker, he needs to get more vocal. Daryl Mitchell, he needs to get more vocal. Come back and communicate to their quarterback.
I look at Montreal now, and I look at their receivers, and you really look at their slot backs, right? Ben Cahoon and Terry Vaughn, playoff-tested guys that have stepped up in the postseason so far. But their kind of wild card has been Thyron Anderson, the guy that was not the 1,000-yard receiver this year. He was left out, even though they had 4. He had a big game last week against the Argos. And these guys, they make the tough catch, and they run great routes, a huge part of Anthony Calvillo's success.
Special teams.
Big games are determined by field position. Both of you guys have championship rings, and you know that. Anytime you're playing on a short field, it's like running downhill. Tony Tompkins, Ezra Landry, both electric guys. You see Landry here. He returns a missed field goal 125 yards for a touchdown. The guy is just dynamic. The same thing with Tompkins. You've got 2 very good dual kickers as well in Fleming and Duvall. But ultimately, field position is determined by special teams and turnovers, and that's something we've not talked about. Turnovers the entire pregame show. Montreal's 2 wins in the playoffs, both games Their opposition had 6 turnovers. The Calgary-Edmonton game, Calgary was certainly the favorite. The Edmonton defense created 6 turnovers. If you win the battle in those 2 areas, you're going to be hoisting the cup.
I think the Sean Fleming point is a great one. We saw how he struggled towards middle of the season and the end of the season. And boy, he's flicked it on come playoff time. His consistency has been huge when they haven't been able to cross the end zone and get 6 points out of it. Coming away with 3 has been big and allowed them to get here to the Grey Cup.
All
right, we got to jump in here, guys. We'll take a break. When we return, player introductions for the 93rd Grey Cup here at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. And welcome back to BC Place Stadium in downtown Vancouver. We are all set for the player introductions for the 93rd Grey Cup. Let's join Steve Armitage and David Arsenault.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 93rd Grey Cup here at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Mesdames et messieurs, bonjour et bienvenue à la 93e édition du match de la Coupe Grey présenté au stade BC Place à Vancouver, en Colombie-Britannique.
And now, let's meet the Edmonton Eskimos defensive lineup. At left end, from Bowie State University, number 95, Charles Alston.
Plaqueur droit de l'Université du New Hampshire, le numéro 98, Steve Charbonneau.
At left tackle from Weber State University, number 76, Randy Spencer.
Ailier défensif de l'Université South Carolina, le numéro 53, Joe Monford.
At linebacker from the University of Tennessee, number 13, Stephen Marsh.
Secondeur de l'Université Fresno State, le numéro 77, A.J. Gass.
At linebacker from Washington State University, number 27, Singor Mobley.
Demi-coin de l'Université du Nebraska, le numéro 28, Kiyu Craver.
At cornerback from Baylor University, number 10, Malcolm Frank.
Demi-défensif de l'Université du Wisconsin, le numéro 26, Donnie Brady.
At defensive halfback from Mississippi College, number 23, Shannon Garrett.
Maraudeur de l'Université James Madison, le numéro 31, Kelly Wiltshire.
Now let's welcome head coach Danny Machocha and the Scotiabank West Division team champions, the Edmonton Eskimos. University of Saskatchewan, number 57, Scott Flory.
Garde du côté gauche de l'Université Western Michigan, le numéro 65, Paul Lambert.
At left tackle from Southern Methodist University, number 53, Ozuma Okeke.
Bloqueur du côté droit de l'Université Michigan State, le numéro 67, Dave Munch.
At wide receiver from Georgia Tech, number 81, Kerry Watkins.
Receveur éloigné de l'Université Grambling State, le numéro 87, Thyron Anderson.
At slot back from Brigham Young University, number 86, Ben Cahoon.
Demi-inséré de l'Université de l'Arizona, le numéro 2, Terry Vaughn.
At fullback from Simon Fraser University, number 35, Mike Villamak. Here we go.
Demi-offensif de l'Université Mount Allison, le numéro 5, Éric Lapointe.
At quarterback from Utah State University, number 13, Anthony Calvillo.
Et les champions Banque Scotia de la section Est, les Alouettes de Montréal.
And let's meet our officials for this year's Grey Cup. Our referee, number 32, Glenn Johnson, a 16-year veteran of the CFL, here today in his 6th Grey Cup appearance. The other members of the officiating team, number 39, Bob Redikoff. Number 35, Don Cousins. Number 52, Boris Velcic. Number 42, Carrie Anderson. Number 70, Don Ellis. Number 22, Murray Clark. And our alternates, number 67, Ross Saunders. And number 64, Dave Ewell. Continuing a tradition started by Lord Grey, Canada's 9th Governor-General, it is with great pleasure the Canadian Football League welcomes Her Excellency, the Right Honourable Michael Jean, Governor-General of Canada, His Excellency Jean-Daniel Lafont, and daughter Marie Eden to this 93rd Grey Cup game. Let's give them a warm welcome.
Poursuivant une tradition amorcée par Lord Gray, 9e gouverneur général, c'est avec un plaisir immense que la Ligue canadienne de football accueille son Excellence, la très honorable Michael Jean, gouverneur général du Canada, et son Excellence Jean-Daniel Lafont et leur fille Marie-Éden à cette 93e finale du match de la Coupe Grey. Accueillons-les chaleureusement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Canadian Football League asks that you please rise to observe a moment of silence for those who have sacrificed their lives in service to this great country.
Mesdames et messieurs, la Ligue canadienne de football vous demande de bien vouloir vous lever afin d'observer une minute de silence en mémoire de ceux qui ont sacrifié leur vie au service de notre pays.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. The Canadian Football League is proud to present Universal recording artist Julie Black, who will sing our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command, carton blanc, c'est porter le pays, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And at this time, we would like to say a special hello to Canadian and American troops stationed around the world watching today on the Armed Forces Network. This game available to some 80 million homes in the United States, on satellite in the United Kingdom and in Northern Europe. We're just about set for football here in Vancouver.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming to center field the Right Honorable Paul Martin, Prime Minister of Canada, and Commissioner Tom Wright of the Canadian Football League, who will join referee Glenn Johnson and the team's captains for the official coin toss.
Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez vous joindre à nous pour accueillir le très honorable Paul Martin, Premier ministre du Canada, ainsi que le commissaire de la Ligue canadienne de football, M. Tom Wright, qui rejoindront au centre du terrain l'arbitre Glenn Johnson, ainsi que les capitaines des deux formations pour le tirage au sort officiel.
Edmonton might be helpful.
How are you? Great to meet you. Fantastic. This should be the time of the
Guys, just a half step back.
Get these guys out of here.
Guys, back off, okay?
Kenny, let me Edmonton, you're the visiting club today. This is the coin we'll be using. The CFL logo is tails. The Grey Cup logo is heads. Your call is? Heads is the call. Mr. Prime Minister, would you flip the coin, please?
Ready?
It's a tail. Montreal, you've won the toss. You can choose now defer. You're deferring to the second half. Take the football. What side would you like to defend? Stay here. Edmonton will receive to start the game. Good luck, gentlemen.
Are you scared?
From BC Place in Vancouver, it's the 93rd Grey Cup. Edmonton and Montreal meeting for the third time in 4 years. A Grey Cup rivalry that dates back a half-century. And this year, the Esks and the Owls having to go the hard way. Both of these teams, veteran-laden. Teams that have been here before, 02 and 03. They have split their Grey Cup matchups, and this is the rubber match. Danny Machocha has guided the Eskimos to the Grey Cup in his rookie year as a head coach. He left a comfortable job as an insurance broker to try coaching. He volunteered at first in Montreal, worked his way up, and then having to leave his hometown to prove himself in Edmonton. Today, the rookie takes on the legend. Don Matthews is the most successful head coach in the CFL, and today he seeks a record 6th Grey Cup victory as a head coach. And so it is, the legend of Don Matthews versus the apprenticeship of Danny Machocha in the 93rd Grey Cup. Today, presented for the first time in HD. The Alouettes will kick off. The young man, the rookie, Damon Duval, the first rookie to lead the CFL in scoring since 1963. And we're underway on the West Coast. Tony Tompkins, one of two men to return a kickoff for a touchdown, has the ball for Edmonton. He bounces outside, down the sideline, and is rushed out of bounds by Matthew Prue, the leading special team tackler for the Alouettes. A 24-yard return. Ricky Ray will get the start. His third Grey Cup appearance in as many years in the CFL, all against Montreal. 1-1 in Grey Cup competition, but he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in 7 consecutive games, and he has been pulled twice in the playoffs leading to this Grey Cup championship. For the first time, we've seen him vulnerable going into a championship game. He'll start with a swing pass. Daryl Mitchell out of the backfield, breaks a tackle, and then steps out of bounds about 2 yards shy of the first down. Here's the Edmonton starting offense.
I like the way they did stretch it out. We talk about Ricky Rada getting the start, and why not? 5-1 in the playoffs, including the Grey Cup. Or getting a start. Jason Tucker, 217 yards receiving. The last times these teams met, he can be an Alouette killer. And an offensive line, Bruce Beaton, back from retirement, trying to win another Grey Cup ring for his son Sam.
And that line will be under pressure this afternoon. 2nd and 2 on the ground. Troy Davis gets outside, and he'll have a first down. The rookie, Garrison, making the tackle at middle linebacker for Montreal.
Well, they're going to test this defense. We take a look at Ed Philly on the quarterback killer in the middle. What a year, 7 quarterback sacks. He's ready to be going. He could have played on Tuesday. The linebacking crew Jeremiah Garrison in the middle, but he's got the two vets, Butler and Strickland, the man that makes all the defensive adjustments, that Sam linebacker. And how about Ricky Bell? He's going to try and shut down Jason Tucker all day today.
First down, Edmonton back to pass. It's Ray. Pressure. They got him. Ed Fillion, the quarterback hunter, in the game's first sack.
And Mark, we talked to him, and he said on Tuesday, I'm ready to play. He says, I don't really like to come out here, sit around all week and wait to play the game. He says, I'm chomping at the bit, and he does a nice job of using an arm bar, getting underneath Joe McGrath, the right guard, and driving him right back to the quarterback for the first sack of the afternoon.
Ed Fillion was telling us this week that the last time they met in 2003 at the Grey Cup, they hit Ricky Ray 18 times in 32 passing attempts. He's hard to rattle, but they've got him once already today. Second down. Here comes the blitz again. Ray throwing across the middle. Andrew Nowacki has the catch at midfield, but he's well short of the first down. The pickup is 15.
Well, Nowacki does a nice job of bringing it back into the middle of the football field. Ricky Ray feels the blitz. The Alouettes are going to sit back in a bit of a zone coverage. They're not going man right now, and that allows Nowacki to come underneath the coverage. You see, they bring him down, but not before he finds the opening, the hole, and picks up a nice catch and a first down.
Hard-nosed receiver out of Murray State broke his fingers July 30th and missed a chunk of the season for Edmonton. Ezra Landry alone to return this punt from Fleming. A high spiral, angled out of bounds. It won't get there. Landry at his 11. Dodges the first man and surrounded. Nathan Dubuc, the first man downfield to limit that return to just 6 yards. Anthony Calvillo and the Alouettes on offense when we come back. Back at BC Place on a golden afternoon here on the West Coast in Vancouver as the Alouettes get set to go on offense. Anthony Calvillo in his 4th Grey Cup, 1 and 2 in Grey Cup competition. First down, Alouettes. Back to pass, Calvillo throwing. It's complete to Kerry Watkins, and he's tackled across the 25-yard line by Malcolm Frank.
Well, let's take a look at the lineups for the Alouettes. Obviously, they go as this man goes. Anthony Calvillo, he's the guy that pulls the trigger, the quarterback. Eric Lapointe obviously getting very excited about his first start. How about Ben Cahoon leads all receivers in postseason, 11 catches, 1 touchdown. A game breaker if I ever saw one. And that offensive line, maybe the best in CFL. 3 All-Canadians, KK, Chu, and Flory.
2nd and 3 Alouettes, 5 receiver set. Here comes the blitz. Calvillo gets the ball away. A look into Terry Vaughn. He drops the football. It's loose. The Eskimos have recovered. A.J. Gass, and the first turnover of the Grey Cup goes to Edmonton.
A.J. Gass, the heart and soul of that defense, coming up with the recovery. Donnie Brady, nice job of punching that football out. They're going to bring the blitz. That's Mobley coming off the edge. He throws it low. Vaughn gets it, tries to bring it in. The ball comes loose, and the man that does everything for that defense, A.J. Gass, right on it.
Both coaches saying turnovers so critical in big games like this. The Alouettes had not had a turnover in the playoffs until now. Here's Ray throwing across the middle, complete to Trevor Gaylor. He puts his head down and is close to a first down. The young rookie with experience in the NFL in Atlanta.
Well, the nice thing is we see Terry Vaughn on the bench, sit beside Ben Cahoon. He'll want to straighten that out. Ricky Ray does a nice job of basically, he's learning to take what the defense gives him. That time Montreal, which is known as a blitzing defense, this time they sit back in a zone. He goes underneath, and that's what you got to do. You can't force it over.
2nd and 2, Eskimos. They'll stay on the ground. Mike Maurer hit immediately, then turns, and he may well have the first down on the second effort.
The former Regina Ram, Maurer, does a nice job of spinning out of the initial contact and picking up the first down, getting an opportunity to play with the injury to Mathieu Bertrand, who hurt his ankle last week against the BC Lions. So
it is indeed a first down. These two teams hot at just the right time coming in to this time of the year. The blitz again. Ray across the middle to Gaylor, losing his footing. Trying to cut back. He'll have a short gain on the play.
A short gain, but what's happening is every time they line up this many guys, and the Alouettes line up 8 to 9 on that offensive line, the receivers are going to come underneath. You can see Carey, the safety, he's got to play back. It's like a little bit of a zone coverage, and Gaylor's just going to find the hole right behind the pressure. Ricky Ray finds it and gets him the ball.
It's been a long time, 7 games since Ray has thrown a touchdown pass, facing a lot of zone along the way. Here comes the blitz. Ray rolling, throwing to the sideline. Gaylor's wide open. He'll have the first down and more. The Eskimos in the red zone on their second series. Trevor Gaylor, the man with the winning touchdown catch in this stadium 1 week ago in the West Final, with a big first down catch for Edmonton. 1st and 10 on the Montreal 17. In the shotgun, Ray rolling. And again, an open receiver. Mike Maurer makes the catch and is hit out of bounds.
Ricky Ray and this Edmonton offense have watched a lot of what Montreal tries to do by overloading one side. So they go to the opposite side and they flood it with a receiver and they try and leak out Troy Davis. What that does is it makes the Alouette defense commit. If they commit to Davis, he takes the next man in the route, finds that. Nice job of just distributing the football and picking apart this Alouette secondary right now.
Yes, the Eskimo quarterback expecting to see a lot of zone blitz in this Grey Cup. 2nd and 4. Ray throwing quickly, a corner route to the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Trevor Gaylor. And Crutchfield, the former Eskimo, right there.
And why not go to Gaylor? He's been Ricky Ray's favorite receiver early in this game. He's going to get one-on-one coverage. He's going to take it to the corner of the end zone, and I like the fact he's going deep. Gaylor tries to get a little push off. He's going to stop. He's going to try and push away from Crutchfield, who actually has a bit of a grab on Gaylor's jersey there. Lucky not, very fortunate not to get a flag thrown.
You think there should have been interference there?
You know what, it doesn't look like it. Of course, the defender has to be playing the football, not the receiver.
And so the Eskimos will attempt an 18-yard field goal. Sean Fleming has been good on 88% of his field goals in the postseason. And he makes sure there. A chip shot for the veteran. And Danny Machocha and the Edmonton Eskimos are on the board first in Vancouver. Tomorrow, a CBC Big Ticket. It's a life or death struggle in the world of criminals and spies. Don't miss the 2-hour thriller Intelligence tomorrow at 8, 9 Atlantic, 9:30 in Newfoundland on CBC. The Eskimos with a field goal from Fleming, who was benched for 4 games earlier this year when he went south with his game. Red hot coming into this Grey Cup. It's a pooch kick short. And Mike Villamick, the Vancouver native from Simon Fraser, makes sure of that catch. It'll be decent field position for the Alouettes as they begin this drive on their own 40-yard line. You know, the Eskimos, Chris, respect Anthony Calvillo so much they believe he's the target to stop this offense. The offensive line has to be huge. He admitted it yesterday. He said, I know what's going to happen. Edmonton's going to bring the pressure, and they're going to try to mug my receivers.
Well, they're very physical. He says the Eskimos have the most physical defense he faces. So, I mean, that's the task, and he's the man that can get it done, though.
See how they respond after turning the ball over on the last series. Eric Lapointe, the hero of the East Final, is hammered as he crosses the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, nice job with this #1 ranked Eskimo defense, and it's led by Alston. What a game last week. 7 tackles, a sack. Defensive lineman of the week. Montford on the other side. This is the goodest group as there are. And A.J. Gass already got a fumble recovery early in this game. The secondary, Malcolm Frank, who said, I had a bit of a rough spot last week against BC, but watch me today.
2nd down and 9. Calvillo passing to the wide side. And Thyron and hold on. Going down low. The 1,000-yard receiver from a year ago, back from the NFL at midseason.
But we saw this similar situation early on in the Argonaut game last week where Anthony Calvillo came out and the first 6 passes he threw were also low. And it seemed like as the game went on, he got the ball up a little bit. I mean, he looks like he's trying to hit Byron Anderson, but it's just a little bit too low for him, and he has to try and pick it up off the turf. Just can't do it.
The ball looked catchable. Here's Duval. A high, deep punt, pushing Tompkins back to his 15-yard line. Tony Tompkins caught immediately. A 9-yard return. Ricky Ray back at the controls of this Eskimo offense. On the ground, Troy Davis tries to get outside. Garrison gets the first shot at him, but it takes Kelly Malvo, the halfback, to bring him down. Another good production on first down.
Well, that's the key. Good first down production. Put you in a second and short situation. Utilize more of the playbook, more options to that offense. First drive, they went via the pass. This time they decided to start this drive with Troy Davis, the ex-Ticat. Extremely happy to be trying for his first championship since high school.
He's brought balance to this Eskimo team, coming to Edmonton with 4 games to go in the season. Hand off to Davis again, and he drives the pile another 5 yards, and it will be an Edmonton first down. We'll see where they spot it. They're going to measure it's that close.
Then they're going to bring in the yardsticks. We're talking to Lefshoot, who earlier this week did not practice because he had a little bit of a flu bug, was sent back to the hotel room to not contaminate the rest of his teammates. He's back in there and he's leading the charge at that center position, but this is extremely important for this offensive line to get physical and trying to set the tone with this Montreal defense.
We talk about Troy Davis. In the past 4 years, he's second only to Charles Roberts, this year's rushing leader, with an average of 1,282 yards. That's consistency. The Eskimos move the yardsticks. First down at their own 34. In the shotgun, play action. Ray rolling to the near side. It's complete to DeBook out of the backfield, and another first down.
Well, what happens when you run the football? You can run the play action, and he does just an excellent job of faking the ball to Troy Davis. And that, look at Anwar Stewart, number 9. He's got to respect Ricky Ray, so he doesn't force him. That allows Ray all the time he needs to try and find an open receiver. There's DeBook. He's on the sideline. He's his outlet pass. He's not his number 1 receiver, number 1 option, but he'll take that every time if he can pick up that kind of yardage.
Imagine what's going through his mind, the rookie out of Michigan in his first Grey Cup. Ricky Ray so far good on 6 of 7 attempts for 56 yards. And flags fly as the ball is snapped. The indication is procedure.
Just a situation where one of the receivers may have left.
Edmonton, number 67. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
We're going to call the left guard, Big Dan Kaminsky, the man responsible for upgrading this offensive line. Just jumps. A little ahead of the snap count.
Kaminsky coming back to the fold in Edmonton in that Troy Davis trade, helping to stabilize an offensive line that was beaten up through the course of the season. First down repeated, 15 yards to go. The hitch pass is tipped at the line of scrimmage. And Timothy Strickland, who had 3 sacks last week in the East Division Championship, bats it down.
Well, remember that he is the man that makes the defensive adjustment, the calls. So he has to recognize he's just going to come from the outside, and there he is right there, and he just gets the big hand up on it, not allowing Ricky Ray. And all Ricky wants to do is run the hitch pass. He wants to get rid of the ball quickly. He sees the blitz, get it outside to my receiver, let him do it after he catches the football. Nice job by Tim Strickland there.
One of the players you see as one of the big leaders on this Montreal defense, coming back from a groin injury. Here they come again. Pressure. Ray throwing downfield. Mitchell's got it. Diving catch. Very close to a first down. Daryl Mitchell playing in the Grey Cup for the first time since 1997.
Well, he's excited. That was his rookie season, but he runs a little in route, and he gets away from Dwayne Butler, and that's just a mismatch, and he catches the ball just before this free safety Carey can come up, but that's just an excellent job of picking up the blitz first off, and then having the time and the sense to go downfield and put the ball exactly where it has to be for Mitchell to make that catch.
What a courageous catch. That's where most receivers get killed.
And remember, Mitchell also has a bit of a rib injury. He's playing with a flak jacket.
First down, Eskimos marching again. Ray, dump pass, dropped. Mike Maurer should have had it.
Well, Maurer did the old peek before he secures the football. Nice job of using his outlet pass. Ray sits there, feels the pressure, tries to dump it off to Maurer. Maurer is instead looking at the guy that might hit him, and just a fraction of taking the head, the eyes off the football, that's what causes that incompletion.
Interesting to note that Ray is using Maurer, Nowacki, Dubuc, guys who aren't the big stars in this offense, to get this offense cooking early.
Well, remember, the defense is keying on the Tuckers and the Mitchells and the Herveys.
2nd and 10. They blitz again. Ray scrambling for his life. They got him. Buki Togbenyo. The BC Lions caught in training camp back in Vancouver in the Grey Cup.
Well, it all starts from the middle. They're going to bring the middle blitz, and as they bring everybody up, watch them all come back inside, and that forces Ricky Ray to the outside. And then, as you say, Buki Togbenyo, he's a speedy guy, not the biggest, but they wanted speed back at that end position again. And when he gets to the outside, it's Strickland who forces him to the outside. There's Butler. It's an all-out blitz by the linebackers. But Togbenyo, he's going to win that race every time against Ricky Ray.
Second sack of Ricky Ray, forcing the Eskimos to punt. Fleming with a line drive to Landry. Landry bellying back, looking for a seam. Now he scoots free to the near sideline. He's got some blocks. Gets by Fleming and caught from behind. Glenn Young stopping a dangerous looking return. 30 yards. And the Alouettes with good field position when we come back. The first time these teams met, Ezra Landry returned 2 kicks for touchdowns. He can be a big factor.
It was a huge factor in a small package. Take a look right here, though. That's the key block, Melville. That allows Landry to catch the football, and then look at him go inside the other block, and then it becomes a foot race. He's going to win that foot race, but I want to watch Fleming did a nice job on that play.
Backside screen to Kerry Watkins. He beats the first man, and then is hog-tied out of bounds. Charles Alston, the defensive end, ragdolls the receiver, the leading receiver for Montreal.
You take a look at Sean Fleming, and I tell you what, after that punt, he was the man that actually turned Landry back inside and actually got a grab of him, because if he didn't do that, Landry was taking it to the house. And that's just a nice job. So we take another look at Landry getting to the outside. You see, there's Sean Fleming. Now he has to do it. He does a nice job of pushing him inside and allowing his teammates to come up.
The Alouettes with their first down against the blitz. It's a swing pass by Ron Anderson. And Anderson is hit immediately at the line of scrimmage. Terrific closing speed from that Eskimo secondary.
Well, a little swing pass. Nice job of getting the ball to Anderson. He tries to get to the outside, make the first defender miss. Working with great field position after Landry's return. It's just slide it out there, a little bit of a hitch pass, swing pass, get it outside. Hopefully he can make the man miss. Marsh does not allow that.
It's a gain of 1 yard on the play. 2nd and 9 for Calvillo. Straight back to pass, and the play whistled down as flags hit the turf here at BC Place.
Procedure, Montreal, number 68. 5-yard penalty, repeat, 2nd down.
Make it 2nd and 14 now for an offense that has but 1 first down.
Well, that's tough when they call it on the center. But that's Brian Chu, the man that's snapping the football, and all he does is he kind of leans back as he tries to get a little bit more oomph on that shotgun snap.
The Eskimos bringing heat early. Empty backfield, 6 receiver set. More movement again, and Dave Mudge, the right tackle, backed off the line before the ball was snapped.
Well, that's a sign of respect. Dave Mudge is showing Charles Alston.
Montreal, number 67. 5-yard penalty, repeat, 2nd down.
He respects the speed of Charles Alston. He's watched him all week, and he understands. Now he's just going to be over here. There's one, but watch over Mudge on the right side.
You you've got to respect Charles Alston, the rookie with 7 tackles and a sack last week in the West Division Championship. 2nd and 18 now. Calvillo back to pass. Time throwing deep to the near sideline. Intended for LaPointe. Broken up by the rookie, K.O. Craver.
Well, that's just a case of the ball hanging in the air way too long. Edmonton sitting back in a zone. We talk about 80% of the time. The Eskimo defense loves to play man-on-man. This time to sit back in a zone. This ball's thrown an awful long way, and that allows K.O. Craver to come all the way over and get his hands, almost come up with an interception. But I like what he did. You know, he didn't go for the interception, but the first thing he did was make sure they don't catch the ball.
Foul to punt again. Deep spiral. And it's Tony Tompkins letting it go into the end zone now. Tompkins will grab the football and draw a no yards flag. The Eskimos will have tough field position when they go back on offense. A reminder, Tuesday it's an all-new Rick Mercer report at 8, followed by the Hockey Parents from Hell. Catch the tournament at 8:30 on CBC.
Penalties decline to single point. First down and 35.
So the penalty was declined, and the Alouettes will get the single. The Eskimos looking for field position, giving up the single in a 3-1 football game early. From their 35. 2 backs in the backfield. Motion now. Ray facing the blitz again. Throwing wide open, and Herbie, the veteran, has a first down. Ed Hervey, who missed 9 games this year with torn knee ligaments, has decided to forego surgery to be in this game here today. The gun sounds to end the first quarter, low scoring as the defenses rule the day early.
The marshal of the Grey Cup Parade, Pamela Anderson, and this is where it all began for you, BC Place. What was the story here?
I came to a BC Lions game, and they put me up on the Jumbotron, and then Playboy and different places started calling, and that's how I started.
Now, how often do you get a chance?
That was the last time I was here.
Well, how often do you get a chance to come home to BC?
I come home a lot. My parents live on the island. I just bought property on the island, so I'm Vancouver Island, so I'm really excited to be spending more time here. Bring my kids. My kids love it here.
Well, thank you for your time. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks a lot.
Mark?
Yes, Pamela Anderson, the Grand Marshal of the Grey Cup Parade yesterday in bright sunshine here in downtown Vancouver. Here are the first quarter statistics, Chris.
Well, something that jumps out right at you is obviously the time of possession. Look at that, 11 minutes for the Eskimos, 7 first downs. Montreal's offense, only 1 first down. The turnover, obviously, the fumble by Terry Vaughn led to the 3 points.
And the Eskimos keeping that high-octane Alouette offense off the field, and that was one of the keys that Danny Machocha talked about. Big Joe Montfort, 9 years in this league, a 3-time top defensive player, and he can put fear into the eyes of a quarterback. Ricky Ray with 5 receivers to the wide side. First down. Blitz. Pitch pass again. Darryl Mitchell drops the football. It's incomplete. It could have been very close to being a lateral on that play, but it is ruled a forward incomplete pass.
Well, it definitely was a forward pass. Just trying to get it to Mitch and see what he can do, but you know, let's take a look at what the Montreal defense has done. I mean, Ed Fillion from the inside, Strickland from the outside, the linebackers. We told you they were going to bring the blitz, and they were going to bring the blitz a lot, and they forced him outside again, and this time under sack by Tuck Benyo. They're all over Ricky Ray in the first quarter.
Lots of pressure, and so far Ray has been limited to those high percentage short passes. 2nd and 10, blitzing again, flag on the play. Ray in trouble, gets away, now he'll run, and he'll have the first down, but let's see what the flags are for. A 12-yard gain on the ground by Ray.
Well, usually it's an indication of offside by the defense. Well, interesting to see what the call is. There's Dan Machocha, he's interested in the call as well.
Offside, Montreal, number 94.
That'll be Rob Brown. Defensive tackle, number 94 for the Alouettes. I really like what Ricky Ray did on this play. He just jumps off the gun, tries to get under it. But look at it. It looks like the whole pocket's going to collapse. And Ricky Ray does a nice job. And he does it as it takes off. And a little pump fake that frees the defenders.
The Alouettes changing their stripes on defense 3 times this year. Back to a pressure, speed defense. Ray rolling, buying time across the middle. And Daryl Mitchell makes the catch. Breaks the tackle. In coverage was Kelly Malvo, and it'll be another first down Edmonton after a 19-yard game.
Well, Daryl Mitchell is becoming another go-to guy. First was Trevor Gaylor, a little play-action pass. And look how they try to set up the shovel, and that pulls one of the defenders of the Alouettes in because he's got to respect Troy Davis. That gives more room to Daryl Mitchell to come from behind and throw that ball. Mitchell with some nice catches already. Little atonement for dropping the earlier swing pass in the flats.
6 seasons over 1,000 yards. A man in his mid-30s, lots to offer. First down, Eskimos. Play action. Wide side to Maurer. He makes the catch. Busts another tackle. It's Malvo again, not holding on.
Ricky Ray will tell you, you talk to this guy, you just can't rattle him. You talked earlier about Ed Philly and say, we hit him 18 times in that Grey Cup game. He just doesn't get rattled. He loves to pressure defense because it's a quick read now. He goes just a Maurer right there, delivers it. Yeah, Strickland's going to lay him out, but the ball is already delivered. Maurer makes the catch and picks up nice yardage on the first down.
Ray went down like he'd been shot. It's 2nd and 4. The Eskimos continue to get good first down production. Ray facing the blitz again, standing in the pocket. Complete to Gaylor, reaching for that first down marker. As Kelly Malvo again is the defensive back that Ray is attacking in that Montreal secondary. There is a flag now behind the play.
There's a flag on the backside, but they're just going to live off this. Troy Davis, a nice job of blocking the blitzing Tim Strickland, allowing Ray to get that ball off to the outside. Flag was thrown.
Roughing the passer, Montreal number 66. Okay, was half a distance to the goal line and a first down.
Well, that's going to be Big John Nick, 66. He comes in late on the hit on the quarterback, and that's the thing you got to be wary about when you're a blitzing defense. The ball is going to be released quickly. You got to pull up. Don't let your momentum or your enthusiasm take you right to the quarterback. You saw Ricky Ray earlier, Mark. You mentioned he was laying on the turf. He was trying to entice a roughing the passer on that play as well.
So it's half the distance to the goal line. First down at the 10. Eskimos threatening. On the ground, Davis right up the gut. And there's no going there.
That's a nice job of the exterior of the Alouettes on that play. They forced Troy Davis back into the middle, back into the cover guys. He wants to take it to the outs. He tries to bounce him, but the penetration from the left side by Strickland again forces him back into the middle where Jeremiah Garrison, the rookie linebacker, 33, and Dwayne Butler can bring him down.
Butler playing one-armed, one-handed in this game. Suffering from a broken thumb. He had surgery, wearing a cast, and told us the other week he wouldn't be playing if this were regular season. 5-receiver set now. Second down, 8. Ray rolling, throwing to the goal line. It's complete to Ed Hervey. Touchdown, Ed Hervey. His first touchdown of the year.
Well, Mark, it's the first touchdown for Ed Hervey, but how about Ricky Ray? Can you feel the monkey just got jumped off his back and ran into the sidelines? Ed Hervey with a great catch, and I tell you what, he's going to go over not only Ray, but we're going to watch Ed Hervey working on Crutchfield. Look at the cover. He just sits down there, comes back, finds it, and then nobody can bring him up. Melville misses the tackle. Crutchfield's already in the back of the end zone. It's a touchdown. A great job by him. A great job by Ricky Ray.
My family at home. Brother-in-law Greg, my sister Sadrie.
Ed Hervey, the veteran who stood up in the locker room before the West semifinal with that emotional plea, gets the game's first touchdown here in the Grey Cup as Ricky Ray throws his first touchdown pass in 8 games. Kelly Malvo, the Montreal defender, victimized on that drive. And look at the emotion on the Eskimo bench?
Well, first off, look at the great job by Daryl Mitchell picking up the blitz on the backside. That allows him to get to the right side. And then Troy Davis, watch the cut block on Tim Strickland. Strickland gets off the cut block, but his hands go down, and that allows Ricky Ray, the throwing lane, to find Ed Hervey.
Has to be huge for the confidence of Ray and this receiving corps to get their first touchdown pass from their starting quarterback in 436 minutes. Ezra Landry at his 20-yard line. Cuts up the hash marks, is chipped up immediately. Mike Maurer on special teams for Edmonton. Let's go through the anatomy of that scoring drive for the Eskimos. It's Ray finding Daryl Mitchell across midfield. Then taking that huge hit from Nix, roughing the passer. Ray rolling again, finding Ed Hervey for a 10-yard touchdown pass, and maybe that 12-yard run by Ricky Ray on second down was one of the most important plays of that drive.
Well, I want to see how long the Montreal defense stays in this zone coverage. That's what I want to find out next time.
Four-man rush. Calvillo throwing deep corner route. Gerard has it. In 1-1-1 coverage with the middle linebacker, A.J. Gass. That's a mismatch.
Well, it's a mismatch, but I think that A.J. Gass and Mobley, as they're talking about it after the play, got signals crossed, because you do not want to have a speedster like Gerard one-on-one cover with 77. A.J. Gass, that is a mismatch. I mean, A.J. Gass, you got to watch him. This is a guy that had both his knees reconstructed. He's not there to go downfield covering receivers. He's there to plug up the running game.
Big first down for Calvillo and the Owls against the blitz. Play action, hits pass, and it's complete to Dave Stala, who's chopped down just shy of the first down. The three-year veteran who played his first Grey Cup in 03 and never played a down.
Well, the big thing, they're happy to get Dave Stala. Little play action by Calvillo, just getting the ball out to Stala, who has been battling turf toe, is back in here, and they know that double A can be a force when he gets that football. Big playmaker, 1,000-yard season this year. You have got to get involved in your offense, and you know Anthony's happy to get him back.
Yes, Calvillo with confidence in the young receiver, throwing that last-second touchdown to beat BC at home. A thriller indeed. On the ground, LaPointe hammered at the line of scrimmage by Stephen Marsh.
Well, this is going to be close, Mark. It's going to be interesting to see where they spot the football. Great penetration by the interior of that line. Watch. There's A.J. Gass again, just plugging up the middle. And Stephen Marsh, he's a roving linebacker. What I mean, he's going to rove through all the A gap, the B gaps until he meets the football. Just like an old drill they do in high school football with the bags. Just pop out until you find the running back and then bring him down.
Danny Machocha, who doubles as the offensive coordinator for the Eskimos, told me he has 3 different people signaling plays here today just to make sure the Alouettes won't pick anything up. This is a 47-yard attempt for Duval, his longest in the playoffs, 48. Giroux the hole. Duval head down and hammers this one wide left. Tompkins took one back 125 yards the first time they played these guys, and he's chipped up there at full speed. Mike Villemick makes a big tackle, and he may be shaken up on the play. You're watching the 93rd Grey Cup on CBC. From the rink to the jail cell, the unbelievable story of NHL player Mike Danton. The Fifth Estate reveals previously untold facts this Wednesday at 9 on CBC.
Well, Tony Tompkins, just pure speed. He brings it up the middle, then he breaks it out. And he does that to keep the offensive lineman honest. Then he gets to the outside, and right at the end, that's Villemick who sticks his head in there, and I believe catches the knee of Tony Tompkins with the hold. Look at Ben Cahoon going up by the receiver to get that high snap and put it down, spin the laces toward the net. And look what happens, just hooks that wide.
First game of the season, Tompkins was deadly. Here's Ray across the middle. He goes right back to Ed Hervey, shy of a first down.
Well, once again in zone, we talked about this. Ricky Ray is really having his way out there against this zone defense because he's doing a nice job of just taking what the defense is giving him. We saw Trevor Gaylor earlier in the game finding the hole. This time, look, there he is again. Now it's Ed Hervey this time, who slants in from his wideout spot, finds the opening in front of the linebackers.
Ray patiently taking what this Montreal defense gives him. Second down and about 4. Blitz again. Quick release. Gaylor makes the catch right at the first down marker. So it's not pretty, but short passes chipping away against this Montreal defense.
Well, I like what it does because it sets them up. Because I tell you, you do a pump and fake, and these defenders are going to bite on that, and one of these receivers could just fly free down the field. But again, the blitz is coming, just gets the ball. It's a quick pre-snap read, and that's what Ricky Ray's doing so well right now, is reading the blitz, and he's predetermining where he's going with that football. Bang, the ball's out there. This time to Gaylor.
It is a first down, Eskimos. Ray handing off to Troy Davis. Davis dragging himself as Wayne Butler grabbed his leg across the line of scrimmage. He'll have a gain of about 6.
Now Troy Davis, he is running back in the future for the Eskimos, the former Cat. Take a look what he's done this year. Boy, he knows how to get through that initial line. Boy, when he gets in the open field, he is tough to bring down.
Troy Davis, a big-time U.S. college star at Iowa State, back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons there. Last year, the leading rusher in the CFL. Ray throwing deep for the first time, looking for Mitchell. He was turned around on the play, and it's too far and incomplete.
Well, that's a situation, though, that they try to go deep. We talked about the fact that they sit in the zone coverage. You might want to try and go deep on it. This time he gets good one-on-one coverage. There's Malvo, is going to give him a little bump, and then he's going to run with him. And he's got help over the top as Kerry Kerr is going to come on your pitcher. That's good underneath over coverage by the Alouettes secondary.
So the Eskimos will punt. Fleming has been adept at trying to keep the ball away from returners all season as Ezra Landry awaits this punt. A high punt to the near sideline and out of bounds. So no return on the play and a perfect kick if you're a punter. A 37-yard punt and no return. The Alouette offense struggling early in this Grey Cup against the likes of Joe Montford, who had a monster performance last week. His presence felt today, and he's wearing a mic this afternoon.
Unbalanced! Unbalanced! Getting close. Getting close.
Joe was saying the other day, Chris, that's what he says to the likes of Okeke and the quarterbacks that he hunts, just to let them know. Out of the backfield, quick release. Thyron Anderson makes the catch in front of Stephen Marsh for a short gain on first down.
Well, the Montreal offense has got to wake up quickly. Down 10-1, only 2 first downs, and this is the #1 offense in the CFL. Resorting to go to a quick out again to Thyron Anderson, but Stephen Marsh right up to the challenge, pushing him out of bounds. 4 or 5 yard gain.
These Montreal receivers facing a very physical secondary from Edmonton. Lots of man coverage. Empty backfield, 3-man rush. The ball's away and complete to Dave Stala. It'll be very close to a first down. The Alouettes needed 6.
Q Craver coming over with the tackle on Dave Stala. Dave Stala open initially coming across the middle. They're going to try and clear out with the other receivers and then bring him underneath, but Craver equal to the challenge, bringing him down. They're going to bring out the yardsticks to measure.
There's the Grey Cup Wilson and the sticks. First down. Anthony Calvillo, the only quarterback, Chris, in this league who calls his own plays. Terry Vaughn was saying the other day, he's precise in everything he does. He's deliberate, and you don't fool him that often.
Well, he's the earliest to arrive at the office, and he's the last to leave.
First down, Alouettes. 2 receivers wide side, that's where Calvillo was. And a quick look into Watkins is complete, and then he's gang tackled. Brady and Craver And look at this, K.O. Craver putting on a stunt handstand for the fans after the tackle.
I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that. You've stopped Kerry Watkins, the speedster. You've held him to about a 5-6 yard game. I don't think you need to be walking on your hands to celebrate that. That's a good job of coming up. But this game is early, and you've got to respect the speed of a Kerry Watkins. At one time this season, he was the leading receiver in the CFL, eventually overtaken by Jason Tucker of the Eskimos, but he can get it done deep.
Third leading receiver in the CFL this year and one of 5 Alouette All-Stars. Calvillo rolling now. Dumping it off. It's complete to Watkins as they made that up on the run.
Anthony Calvillo made this up, but you got to like it because he knows he's going to sacrifice his body with the hit. As you say, this is improvisation on the go. He gets to the outside. There's nothing there. Good pressure. Gets to the outside, does not force the situation. Now they have to commit. So you see, Craver has to come up and take the hit. He does the hit, but Calvillo just dumps the ball over to the man that Craver was initially covering.
Calvillo with 101 passing yards so far in this Grey Cup. Big first down across the 50 of Edmonton. They blitz again. Pitch pass out of the backfield. Terry Vaughn. First down and more. Drilled out of bounds by Craver. The former Eskimo atones for the fumble in the first quarter.
But it's a swing pass to the wide side. Now Craver, who made the play before, is playing so far off that by the time that Vaughn makes the catch, where is he? He has to come over and play catch-up. They get a little mix-up. They run a little crossing pattern, and that pulls Craver inside, and he has to come back outside to pick up Vaughn. But by that time, Vaughn's picked up a big first down.
24-yard gain on the play, and there's an injured Eskimo. Oh, it's Stephen Marsh, their best linebacker.
Well, they can ill afford to take out Stephen Marsh. They're working on it. Looks like a little bit of a knee, the left knee.
You know, Terry Vaughn is playing this game with a big chip on his shoulder, Chris. He said to me earlier this week, he never wanted a 1,000-yard receiving year more than this year. His record, 11th straight in this league. And he doesn't want a Grey Cup more than now against the team that said he was expendable, the old Edmonton Eskimos.
Well, it's funny you use that word old because that's what they said. They thought that he was getting a little old and they wanted to replace him with youth. But the man that replaced him was Daryl Mitchell. And I found it interesting that Vaughn ended up with 93 catches for Montreal, and Mitchell, the guy that replaced him, ended up with 94. So they kind of switched roles.
Both had big years as the Eskimo staff continues to look at the left leg of Stephen Marsh. And the rookie, Marcus Wynn, out of Alabama State, is into the lineup, at least temporarily for the Eskimos. And we've seen him come in from time to time, Chris, and he's played really well this year.
Well, he's a great special team guy, and he's had opportunities, as you say, over the course of the year to come in and make plays. But the one thing he does lack, and that is experience. I mean, you're in the biggest game right now, and I'm going against the veteran, Calvillo. I'm thinking I might want to go after him and see if I can get a matchup.
Chris, we'll take a break to remind our viewers that critics are saying Da Vinci City Hall is a vivid original series, smart and slick, great TV. Da Vinci City Hall, a new series, Tuesday at 9 on CBC. And concern on the coach, Danny Machocha, as they help Stephen Marsh to his feet. That left leg that got injured on the play.
Well, initially they were looking at the knee, but then you can see the therapist working around that left ankle joint. And he looks like he's coming off under his own steam pretty good right now. So I expect Stephen Marsh to be back in the lineup quickly. 3 plays, and I assume he'll be back.
Wynn is an able replacement, but Marsh is the stir that turns this defense. The straw that stirs this defense. Calvillo back to pass. It's tipped again. A flag on the play. And the indication is that Watkins left early.
Watkins left early, but how about the play by Jabari Issa? Gets an opportunity to come in. Second-year man out of Washington. They're going to decline the penalty. Getting the big hand up on, knocking that ball down.
Montreal, number 81. That penalty's declined. Second down.
It was indeed Watkins who jumped a little early.
He had a big game the last time he played Edmonton, 130 yards and a touchdown through the air. The Alouettes need something positive here. 2nd and 10. Calvillo straight back to pass with time, throwing downfield. It's intercepted. Shannon Garrett has the ball for the Eskimos. And another Alouette turnover.
This is all a result of pressure. Calvillo sits back. The Edmonton defense is in the zone. But the pressure, as you take a look, Calvillo's going to sit back and he tries to force the situation. Very uncharacteristic of Anthony Calvillo.
3-minute warning about to expire here at BC Place. As we remind you, coming up at the half, it's Canadian Tire at the half. Brian and the panel with first half highlights. We'll also have the Black Eyed Peas live in concert at BC Place as Anthony Calvillo's offense has turned the ball over twice.
Watch Steve Charbonneau right here. Unbelievable job of beating not only the tackle, but they also got Thyron Anderson there. He throws into zone coverage and Garrett with the interception.
Like Garrett just read the quarterback's eyes. Play action now. Wide open is Mike Power heading up the sidelines. Beats a tackle by Butler, and that's unusual. Butler, though, with that cast, could have trouble wrapping up.
Well, Mike Maurer was getting his opportunity to really shine in this football game. Does a nice job of just swinging out to the backside. Play action pass is just a release pattern. He goes to the outside, delivers the ball to Maurer on the sidelines, and he breaks Dwayne Butler's tackle. Now that tackle is broken because, remember, Butler's got the cast on his right hand.
First down, Eskimos. After a big game. Mitchell out of the backfield again. That swing pass has been prevalent in this Eskimo offense here in the first half. Short game, 3 yards.
A nice job again of incorporating Daryl Mitchell in the offense. Little hitch pass behind the line of scrimmage this time, makes the catch. Good job avoiding the blocks by the secondary, coming over and bringing down Mitchell after a short game.
Mitchell in the, quote, Terry Vaughn position in this Eskimo offense. 2nd down, 7. Montreal blitz. Gray gets the ball away quickly to Jason Tucker. And the star of the 2003 Grey Cup makes his first catch today.
Well, his first catch, remember the last time these teams met, he had 217 yards in receiving yards. The talk all week was, Ricky Bell, I'm looking forward to playing the short side. I'm going to have one-on-one coverage with Jason Tucker. There he is right there, coming up, making the play, tackling him after a short game.
He was the MVP in 2003. The Eskimo victory over Montreal. He had 132 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. And he'll be a yard shy of the first down here, Chris. 3rd down, Eskimos. And even though it's at midfield, no gambling here.
It's a game of field position. It's a smart move. Sean Fleming was playing very well of late. We're going to try and pin the Alouettes deep with a coffin corner kick.
High snap, Fleming, you're right, Chris, angling it to the far sideline. Doesn't get there on the bounce at the 15. Ezra Landry, and there's nowhere to go. Good punt cover, just a 7-yard return. 1:48 to the half, and Lapointe with his first big run of the football game. Running off tackle, the man that had 112 yards and 3 touchdowns last week in the East Championship.
Well, I really believe they've got to utilize the running game, and it's just going to be a shovel pass. He's going to take a stutter step to the right, trying to freeze the defensive lineman and come back against the grain. Nice job of picking up 7 yards.
2nd and 4. 3-man rush. Calvillo fires. It's complete to Ben Cahoon, his go-to receiver. And the Alouettes will have a first down.
Well, the Edmonton secondary has done a really nice job of so far keeping out Ben Cahoon from making any big plays. Just going to come across. It's working against Donnie Brady. Trying to come back in the middle of a football field. And one of the things the Edmonton secondary will do is they will hit you after you make that catch.
First down, Alouettes. Time ticking, 1.5 minutes to the half. Deep corner route, Thyron Anderson makes the catch. And a big first down for the Alouettes.
Well, one of the best long ball throwers in the game. Anthony Calvillo puts this ball just where it has to be, just inside. the outstretched arms of Thyron Anderson just before he gets to the sideline, and all Stephen Marsh can do is watch.
Gained his 24 yards. Anderson saying he didn't know how he'd fit into this receiving corps coming back at midseason after a failed tryout with New Orleans. Coming in handy here today. Calvillo rolling the pocket, under pressure, fires back across midfield, intended for Terry Vaughn, and nearly intercepted. Kelly Wiltshire, the safety, was in the neighborhood.
Kelly Wiltshire, who already has 2 interceptions in the postseason, both against the Calgary Stampeders, almost comes up with number 3, but Terry Vaughn's going to come across, he's going to try and sit in the middle, and as he comes down, the ball's just overthrown, and I believe that Terry Vaughn saw his old teammate, Singer Mobley, number 27, leveling down on him, because as he goes for that football, you see 27 coming in your screen.
Vaughn was open. I think Calvillo missed him on the pass. Too far inside. 2nd and 10. 3-man rush. Calvillo throwing deep for Watkins, and overthrown as he bumps with Malcolm Frank. The Alouettes trying to take a page from the BC Lions, who beat Frank deep twice last week.
Well, the reason they beat Frank last week is they did a great job of selling the inside route, and then they got Malcolm to turn his hips. They brought it back to the outside. This is a nice job of Malcolm just staying to the inside, not allowing Watkins to come back to the football. One of the best one-on-one guys, and probably the best tackler on this secondary. Look how he turns and stays with him. A little jostle at the end, but no flag.
Duval, the deep punt. Tompkins back to his 6-yard line. Makes the first man, scoots near the sideline, and is driven out of bounds for a short return. Back at BC Place, first down, Edmonton. The Eskimos with a 10-1 lead here in the first half. Ray handing off to Troy Davis. Daylight in a big hole off the right side, and he's hard to bring down. A big first down for the Eskimos, and a 15-yard run by Davis.
He is so elusive and such a low runner. He stays low to the ground. He's going to fake it. Look at him. Look at this. The cutback. Nice job on the backside of that offensive line of springing the hole. Chris Morris, Joe McGrath, Kevin Lefshoe doing a wonderful job on that play.
Ray with time. A high throw for Tucker. He can't hold on. And he's hit hard by Reggie Durden to break up that reception.
Well, he broke it up because of the fact that Ricky Ray hung his receiver out. He threw it past over the intended receiver. Jason Tucker did all he could to try and reach that football, but by doing so, he exposed himself to the hit by Reggie Durden. Just going to sit back, good protection, just overthrown as he leaves his feet to try and stretch over the football. Well, that's the ones that the defensive backs live for. They love to get it because they know they can put a good shot on the receiver.
2nd and 10. Ray in the shotgun, throwing the swing again to Darryl Mitchell. He's got it, and is tackled immediately. Malvo and Crutchfield putting a lick on Mitchell. Gain of 3. 3rd down, and once again the Alouette defense is content to give the underneath stuff to Ray.
Well, they've actually tightened up. They've made some adjustments, and they've shortened that zone. It's a little tighter zone now. And yeah, Ricky Ray is doing the nice thing of getting rid of the football to the zone guy that's open. But the fact is now, because it's tighter, they're only picking up 3 to 4 yards. They've got to start stretching that zone, maybe go a little deeper, maybe run through that zone.
Landry awaiting this punt from Sean Fleming, standing inside his own 30-yard line with 15 seconds and ticking on the clock. And timeout has been called by the Eskimos.
Edmonton, please put the play clock to 14 seconds. Sorry, the game clock. Game clock to 14 seconds.
Game clock will have 1 second added to leave 14. The Eskimos have dominated possession in this first half, have made very few mistakes. The Alouettes have turned the ball over twice on offense. They need to get going.
Well, they did their part on defense there, because right now they're going to end up on this last drive of the half with pretty good field position.
Of course, they were in this position last week, down 14-0 at one point to the Argos, before coming back to win the East Division Championship. Fleming again angling the ball towards the sideline. Landry slips. Will pick it up inside the 30. flags down. This will be no yards with 4 seconds left on the clock. A 42-yard punt by Fleming.
But a nice job, because the fact that the ball bounced, get in there, tackle him, it's only a 5-yard penalty. Smart move by the defender and the cover team.
Well, the cover teams have been tight here today when you consider there were 3 kick return touchdowns in the first game between these teams.
Edmonton, number 90. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
And to go Dalton into close. The 3 kick returns on July 8th for touchdowns. And the returners have been swarmed today.
That's just a heads-up play by Dalton, realizing the ball is bouncing. The worst you're going to get penalized is 5 yards. Get in there and wrap up that elusive returner.
Calvillo with protection will kneel down and run this clock to 0. It has not been a productive first half for Calvillo and the Alouettes. With but 1 point to show for it, the Eskimos with a 10-1 lead as we go to the sidelines. And here's Steve.
Thank you, Mark. I'm with the head coach of the Eskimos, Danny Machocha. Danny, your defense came up with 2 huge turnovers in that first half. That was the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And we need to find a way offensively to help out our defense. And if we can find a way to put a few drives together, then like I said all week long, it'll keep AC off the field and it'll make us a better football team for us.
This time last week, you pulled Ricky Ray in favor of Jason Moss for a spark to get the offense going. Are you going to do that now?
No.
Absolutely not?
Nope.
Okay, thank you very much. Danny Machocha, you heard it. He's not going to replace his starter, Ricky Ray, with Jason Moss. Edmonton 10, Montreal 1.
Canadian Tire at the half. Let's get started. Now, here's Brian Williams.
Thank you, Mark. Halftime here at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. The Eskimos leading the Alouettes. Of course, Montreal was in a similar position 1 week ago in Toronto after the Argonauts got those early touchdowns. Lights are going down. Hang on. Black-eyed peas are coming. But before we get to the halftime show, some quick thoughts from the panel. Eric Tillman, Greg Frères, and you, Darren Flutie.
Well, I thought Ricky Ray was extremely accurate. He was 17 for 23 in that first half, and he had 3 drops by his receivers. I think he's being helped tremendously by this Alouette secondary that is playing very soft and allowing the underneath passes.
He's been accurate and he's been very patient. He's been dumping balls off to his fullback. Anybody that is just in front of him, and he's taking it down the field methodically. Where you look at Anthony Calvillo, his greatest asset last week is 0 interceptions against a very good Toronto defense, and he all of a sudden had the big pick again with Shannon Garrett, and that is something that has got to change.
We've got to give some credit, though, to the Edmonton defense. We talked about the 2 turnovers. They got pressure on Calvillo. In perfect field conditions in a dome stadium, Montreal had 2 first downs in the first 22 or 3 minutes. That's an amazing performance by this Eskimo defense.
All right, more first half analysis coming up following the Black-Eyed Peas. We'll take a break. Back in Vancouver with the halftime show at the 93rd Grey Cup right after this. Back in Vancouver, it has turned into a rather pleasant afternoon here on the West Coast as we come inside the stadium. The lights are down and we're all set for today's halftime show, which will feature the Black-Eyed Peas. And to introduce the show, here's our half single.
BC Place, make some noise for Black-Eyed Peas!
blast your stereo loud.
They gon' hate on us. They be envy us. I know what I hate on us. Cause that's so fabulous. I'll be real on us. Nobody got nothing on us. Gonna be all on us from London back down to the US. We rockin' this contagious. Funky business outrageous. It just confess your girl that bitch that we the shit. F-O-E-S ain't we fresh. D-E-F, that's right, we done. Raw. Definite. B-P-B reppin' it. So, turn it up. Turn it up. Turn it up. Come on and pump it louder, 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 pump it. Yo, hey, shake, 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 shake. Turn up your radio, blast your stereo loud now, baby. This joint is sizzling, it's sizzling right. J-O, damn, J-O.
Direct walking this in, breaking it down for the B-boys and the B-girls, we're in to do they thing. Pump it, come on, do it. Don't stop, come on, move it, do it, come on, do it. Come on, baby, move.
La da dee da da dee da on the stereo. Let the speakers blow your mind.
Blow my mind, baby.
Just let it go, here we go. La da dee da da dee da on the radio. Sisters got me feel so high.
Pump it louder, 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 pump it. Yo, it's shake. Turn up your radio, blast your stereo loud now, baby. This one is sizzling, it's sizzling right.
Take you home. Yeah. Would you still be in love, baby? In love, baby.
Girl, you know you got me with your pistol, shot me. And I'm here helplessly and loving nothing can't stop me. Can't stop me once you started, can't return me once you bought it. I'm coming, baby, don't doubt it. Don't make me wait, should I be about it?
No, don't fuck with my heart.
Baby, have some trustin', when I come with lustin', cause I bring you that comfort. I ain't only in cause I want you, buddy, I want your mind too. Ain't the shit, but I find you, and I'm interested in the long haul.
Come on, girls, yeah!
Come on, get it, come on, get it, great cup.
I wonder if I take you home,
yeah.
Would you still be in love, baby? In love, baby. I wonder if I take you home,
yeah.
Would you still be in love, baby? In love, baby. No, don't fuck with my heart.
Don't you worry about a thing, baby, cause you know you got me by a string, baby. Don't you worry about a thing, baby, cause you know you got me by a string, baby. Oh, baby girl, you make me feel. Yeah, you know you make me feel so real. Yeah, I love you more than sex appeal. Cause you're that girl, that girl, she that girl, that
I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? In love, baby. I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? In love, baby.
Don't you worry about it, baby, cause you know you got me by a string, baby. Don't you worry about a thing, baby, cause you
I got you by the string, baby.
Yeah. Let's dedicate all the cheerleaders. What you gonna do with all that junk inside that trunk?
I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump. My hump, my hump, my hump, my hump, my hump. My hump, my hump, my hump.
Yeah.
My lovely little lumps. Check it out. I drive these brothers crazy. I do it on the daily. They treat me really nicely. Buy me all these ices. Dolce and Gabbana, Fendi and Adana. Karen, they be sharing all their money. Got me wearing fly. Here, but I ain't asking. Say they love my acid. 7 G's, true religion. I say no, but they keep giving. So I keep on taking, and no, I ain't taking. We can keep on dating, and I keep on demonstrating my love. My love, my love, my love. You love my lady loves. My hump, my hump, my hump. My hump, they got you.
She got me spending.
Oh, spending all your money's on me. Hands anytime on me.
She's got me spending.
Spending all your money's on me. On me.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside that trunk?
I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump.
What you gonna do with all that ass inside the J?
I'ma make you scream, make you scream, make you scream.
Cause of my hump.
My hump, my hump, my hump.
What?
My hump, my hump, my hump. My lovely little lump. Check it out.
I met a girl down there for disco. She said, hey, girl, let's go. I could be your baby, you could be my honey, and let's spend time, not money, and mix your milk with my Cocoa Puff. Milky cocoa, mix your milk with my Cocoa Puff. Milky, right?
Sing I'm really sexy. The boys, they wanna sex me. They always standing next to me, always dancing next to me, trying to feel my hump, looking at my lumps. You can look, but you can't touch it. If you touch it, I'ma start some drama. You don't want no drama.
Say what?
No drama. No drama. So don't pull on my hand, boy. You ain't my man, boy. I'm just trying to dance, boy.
Go.
And move my hump.
Yeah.
My hump.
Yeah.
My hump, my hump, my hump.
What?
My hump, my hump, my hump. My hump, my hump, my hump.
Yeah.
My lovely lady lumps. My lovely lady lumps. My lovely lady lumps. In the back, in the front. My love, it got you.
She's got me spending.
Spending all your money's on me. And spending times on me.
She's got me spending.
Spending all your money's on me. On me.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside that trunk?
I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump.
What you gonna do with all that ass inside the J?
I'ma make you scream, make you scream, make you scream.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside that trunk?
I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my hump.
What you gonna do with all that breast inside that shirt?
I'ma make you work, make you work, make you work.
There's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your neck. We got 5 minutes for us, so let's connect. Burn all intellect and lack the random effect. I should lose an inhibition, follow your intuition. Free your inner soul and break away from tradition. Going be out, gully full of weed. You wouldn't believe, we rock shit out. Try to tell us act up from North Rapture sound. Everybody, let's get into it. Get stupid, get it started, get it started, get it started. Let's 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 get it started. Lose control of body and soul. Don't move too fast, people just take it slow. Don't get ahead, just jump into it. Y'all hear about it? The bees will do it. Get started, get stupid.
Don't worry about it, people will walk you through it.
Step by step,
like an infant new kid.
Inch by inch,
with a new solution.
Strap in,
with no delusion.
The feeling's irresistible and that's how we move it. Everybody, everybody, let's get into it. Get stupid, get it started, get it started, get it started. Let's 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 get it started. What's up, y'all? Let's great clap. Let's get woo. 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 All up in here. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Let's get ill, that's the deal. After gay, the wealth and the bug dies real. Lose your mind, this is the time. Go can't stand still till the bang is fine. Pop your head like big apple. Up inside this club or in your belly. Get messy, live and shit. Mind pass no more than another hit. Just so gone till now, do not correct it.
Let's get active, let's get active. Everybody, everybody, let's get into it. Get stupid, get it started, get it started, get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Yo, let's get it started. Yo, get it started. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Have a good Grey Cup, y'all. Get a Black Eyed Peas. Yo.
The Black Eyed Peas entertaining this capacity crowd here at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look back at the first half.
CFL fans!
History of Excellence, brought to you by Nissan.
It was 50 years ago yesterday, November the 26th of 1955, the city of Vancouver hosting its first Grey Cup at the old Empire Stadium. It was Edmonton and Montreal, the Alouettes, led by their great quarterback, the rifle Sam Etcheverry, with an early touchdown to Prince Hal Patterson, and the Alouettes had the lead. But Edmonton would storm back, led by number 84, Johnny Bright, and number 95, the China Clipper, Normie Kwong, with 2 touchdowns each. Edmonton coming from behind to win the game by a score of 34-19. The Eskimos' second of 3 straight Grey Cup championships in the mid-1950s. And again, that was 50 years ago yesterday. Lights on in downtown Vancouver on this Sunday afternoon. Halftime, the Eskimos lead the Alouettes by a score of 10-1. As we come back inside BC Place Stadium, there's a look at the Grey Cup. It'll be presented within the next 90 minutes or so. As we come back inside, some thoughts on that first half, and to me, really, 2 key stories in that first half. The first, the Montreal turnovers. Montreal had 0 turnovers in the first 2 playoff games. They've had 2 here today, and the play of the Edmonton starting quarterback, Ricky Ray. With me, Eric Tillman, Greg Frères, and Darren Flutie. Darren, let's begin. Montreal turnovers, and it started early. Terry Vaughn fumble.
Yeah, this is magnified because it's in their own end. And again, it's Calvillo trying to get hot. He's trying to get off to a good start. He actually had completed a couple balls. And here Terry Vaughn makes a nice catch on a low ball from Anthony Calvillo. And the tendency, I've done it a million times, is to relax. After you make the tough catch, you relax a little bit, and then bang, it pops out. And that turns into 3 points for the Eskimos. And hey, you can't turn the ball over in the playoffs and expect to win.
Greg, prior to this game, you were a huge supporter of starting Ricky Ray at quarterback. Flutie, of course, wanted to go with Moss. We will see a Ray touchdown in just a minute, but he had some drops here, in particular, a sure touchdown below us.
Absolutely. He's taken a lot of criticism over the last 7 weeks and not being able to get the ball into the end zone. But you know what? This veteran group of receivers have really stepped up and taken some of that blame. Here's a perfect example where Gaylor on Crutchfield, little hand fighting. Gaylor's got to come down with that catch, and those guys need to be able to make those catches.
All right, Eric, I talked about the Ricky Ray touchdown pass, his first in 7 games. Take us through it.
Well, the drought is finally over. You know, it's so important in this end of the field when you're down inside the 20 to get touchdowns, not field goals. You see a great job by Mitchell on the backside, picking up the blitz. Troy Davis gets a body on the guy, gives him time. Hey, you dump it off to Hervey and you make a play. But let's don't overlook the importance of the blocks by Mookie Mitchell with the blitz from the backside and by Troy Davis buying that extra time to allow him to get the ball to Hervey.
Darren, you worked the game last week in Toronto. We're going to show you a pick on Anthony Calvillo, something we didn't see last week.
No, I mean, he started to get into his rhythm a little bit, completing the football, but the thing you can't do is when you get pressure, you can't just throw it up there, and I think this is what Anthony does here. He gets some pressure up the middle from Steve Charbonneau, and he throws it up without looking at the free safety, and Garrett had drifted over and played in the middle of the field as the free safety on that play, and another huge interception. Again, turnovers killing him.
Let's talk about halftime adjustments. Last week, when Montreal was down to Toronto, they came out with Eric Lapointe running the football. I said that to you during the commercial. You said not going to happen. Why?
Not going to happen today. The Eskimos are strong against the run. Lapointe's not going to come out and have the big second half. This game is going to fall on Anthony Calvillo's shoulders and his receivers. Can they get it done against this aggressive Eskimo secondary?
And they made some great adjustments last week, like you alluded to, Brian. They outscored the Toronto Argonauts 27-3 in that second half, as Toronto made it look so easy in the first half. It was a different ball game when the Montreal Alouettes came out in the second half.
I think Montreal has to encompass the vertical passing game. That's been the story of the first half. They've had to move the ball down the field very slowly. They have not been able to do that, and a big factor in that has been Sean Fleming and his punting. That's something we really have not talked about. He's done a great job of positional kicking outside the numbers and has pinned Montreal back the entire first half.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit, but you're right.
Well, you also talked about Ricky Ray.
Yeah, you got me. I'm just saying, Anthony Calvillo in the passing game, they've done a great job of getting good matchups. Yeah. So like Sylvain Girard on AJ Gass, if they can continue to do that, they may be able to get that big play.
And I think it's important for us to remember last week, Toronto was completely in control of the game in the first half. We were almost ready to crown them Eastern Division champions. The game is 60 minutes, not 30, and this is where you have the value of a veteran coach like Don Matthews to go in and make those adjustments.
We got to go to commercial very quickly. Do we see Jason Moss in this football game?
No way.
Oh, Ricky Ray's doing a great job.
We don't see him, but it's a darn shame we don't.
So you're saying Montreal doesn't come back, is what you're saying?
Well, there's no reason to change Ricky Ray right now, so they won't bring in Jason Moss, but we should have seen him at the beginning.
This is a dream scenario for Edmonton.
And Hervey and the Eskimos with a 10-1 lead.
Canadian Tire at the half. Brought to you by Canadian Tire. Let's get started.
South Carolina.
The night sky falling over the Grey Cup City, and it's Don Matthews, Montreal Alouettes, trailing the Eskimos 10-1 as we get set to start the second half. Don Matthews is standing by with Elliot Friedman.
Thank you, Mark. Don, does this seem very similar to the situation you found yourself in 1 week ago in the East Final?
Well, it's similar, but it's different. We're not sustaining anything. We're penalizing ourselves out of scoring range, and we just need to make more plays on both sides of the ball. Edmonton's playing very, very well.
You know, Don, it was at this point last week that Eric Lapointe began to take over the football game on the ground. Can we expect to see that a bit more against that defense?
Well, I think they're a very difficult team to run against, but AC knows what he's going to do in the second half.
Thank you, Don.
Welcome.
Mark?
Thank you, Elliot. Don Matthews talking about the lack of offensive production in the first half. 13 different receivers made catches in that half, Chris, but the big stars of this game haven't materialized yet in Cahoon and Tucker.
Well, but I'm also a guy that believes you got to run the football. And why do I say that? Because both of these guys love to run play-action passes. If you want the defense to bite on the run, you got to hand the ball off. And we take a look at the first halftime stats. Obviously, the time of possession 2-1. Now, this factor right here, that's huge because what it does is anytime you're on the field, that means the Montreal offense is on the bench, and anytime you can keep AC off, you got a great chance to win a football game.
That's the question. As Elliot asked, can the Alouettes come back a second week in a row? But these statistics are telling Edmonton 9-1 when leading at halftime this season. The 93rd Grey Cup in HD for the first time, and we're underway here in the third quarter. Fleming kicking to Landry at his 20. Ezra Landry straight upfield. Al's looking for any kind of spark. And again, the diminutive returner is swallowed up by Glenn Young. Anthony Calvillo spreading the ball around in the first half. Let's take a look at his pass distribution as the Alouettes get set to go on offense.
Well, he started off taking everything underneath, but he has found success deep. He's got Thyron Anderson deep a couple times and Terry Vaughn as well. I think that's what you got to do. If Edmonton wants to sit in that zone, I think you got to attack it. That means you got to put some guys through it. Go deep and stretch it.
We'll see what kind of adjustments the Alouettes have made at halftime. First down. Back to pass. Calvillo firing with authority down the middle. It's complete to Ben Cahoon. And it'll be just shy of a first down. Montreal teammate saying that he always goes to Cahoon when he needs a big play.
Remember last week, 52 yards to start the second half against Toronto was Calvillo to Ben Cahoon, and that jump-started that offense.
The gain is 7, 2nd and 3, Alouettes. Three receivers wide side, they'll hand off to Lapointe, and just like he did in Toronto, Eric Lapointe gallops to a big first down, a gain of 11. The Canadian in his 7th year.
This is what I talked about. I mean, the fact is that coming into the second half, both backs, that's Davis and Lapointe, had carried a total of 8 times. If you're going to run the play action, you have got to at least run the football. Otherwise, those linebackers don't respect the run. They won't step up on the play action, and it makes it tougher to throw behind them.
The numbers posted 1 week ago by Lapointe. Play action twice. Calvillo throwing deep down the sideline for Watkins. It's short and incomplete, and once again, blanket coverage on the corner by Malcolm Frank.
Well, blanket coverage, good coverage by Frank, but the thing is, I believe that Kerry Watkins, or at least Anthony Calvillo anyway, as he does a double fake, comes back, is hoping that Kerry Watkins can come back into the football field to make an attempt to come up with that ball.
Missed Watkins in the first half of the interception by Garrett. Second down, 10. Watkins alone to the boundary. Calvillo under pressure, gets away. He'll run. Still on his feet. And finally brought down by Glenn Young right at the first down marker.
Well, you're talking about a leader here, not only throwing the football, but a lot of quarterbacks, when they feel that pressure, they'll go down. He doesn't force the situation this time. He just takes off, gets away from Esau, and then look at him avoid the tackles. He shook off 3 tackles before Glenn Young could bring him down. It's a nice job of taking exactly what you can from them. And sometimes you got to keep the ball in your own hands to do some damage to that defense.
Calvillo doesn't run often. This year only 189 yards rushing. As we look at the measurement, there'll be a little over a yard shy of the first down. But when he does pull it down, he makes good. Calling his own plays. Calvillo's numbers here, as we look, he's been hit 6 times, hurried 7 times, as Edmonton continues to bring heat.
And you know there was no sacks listed there, but I tell you what, those hurries and hits are just as good as a sack.
Big Brian Chu, the CFL All-Star for a 6th year, over the ball. Hand off to Lapointe, a gaping hole in the #1 run defense. And a huge first down.
Now, one thing you have to remember, this is the #1 run defense, but the first 11 games, Mark, they averaged only 61 yards against. The last part of the season, they were giving up well over 100. So I think you should never abandon the game. You're only down by 9 points. You have a guy who's so excited about getting his first opportunity, 112 yards just in the second half alone last week against the Argos. I think, you know what? Give it to LaPointe. He is a great north-south runner.
Similar script to last week. Here comes the blitz. Calvillo throwing downfield. It's complete to Cahoon. And he's caught at the goal line. What a catch, Mr. Clutch.
Well, you get one-on-one coverage, Shannon Garrett against the elusive Ben Cahoon, but I love the fact they run the football. You run the football, and you get guys starting to relax a little bit. Then you come back, and you get the coverage you want. Good protection. Nice job of LaPointe to allow Cavillo to find that extra time and just runs away from him. Beautifully delivered football.
You alluded to this. This is eerily similar to what happened in the second half last week. Cahoon with the catch to the goal line, and LaPointe running the ball.
Well, you said he likes to go back to his go-to guys. He's doing that now.
First and goal, Alouettes. From the 1, on the ground, LaPointe, head down, touchdown. The Alouettes, first drive of the second half. Hayter.
And I got to give a lot of credit to Don Matthews because he does such a great job of making adjustments at halftime. Talked about it earlier. You heard Greg Ferris said the Owls scored Toronto 27-3 in the second half. They came out in that opening drive last week, scored a touchdown. This time they come back again, scored a touchdown. That's exactly what they got to do. They make the right adjustments to make them successful.
LaPointe celebrating his Grey Cup touchdown. Chew and the Alouettes are back in this game. Eric LaPointe with a league-leading 4th touchdown in the postseason.
Well, it's beautiful. Watch Lambert come out here. He's a kick block. They're all going to block backside, pull 65. He's going to go around, but I want you to freeze it one more time right here, guys. Watch his shoulder. This is the key block as well. Now he comes back and adjusts and lays a licking on Glenn Young. That springs LaPointe.
7 plays, 71 yards for the touchdown. Tony Tompkins at his 20. Big block from behind and a flag as Tompkins stays on his feet. Scampering outside. But this looks like it's coming back. Doug Barry, the offensive coordinator, and Anthony Calvillo preparing for the next series after a successful opening drive to start this second half. This is how it happened. Eric LaPointe, shades of the East Division Championship, on the ground. Then Calvillo to his go-to receiver, Ben Cahoon, to the goal line, and a 1-yard plunge, lowering the boom. Eric LaPointe for the Alouette touchdown.
That's a nice job, and one of the nice things, but every time he comes off the field, he goes and sits with Doug Barry, and they go over what they want to call, they review what they have called, and it takes him away from all the other receivers, Mark, who come and try and get into his head and start saying, hey, I'm open, throw me the ball. It's a great way of getting with your offensive coordinator.
And he calls his own plays, and he says he usually comes back on the field with that advice and goes with the plays that have been talked about. Here's Troy Davis outside. The ground game opening up on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Troy Davis pushed out of bounds by Matthew Prue, the rookie, and he'll have a first down.
Well, Troy Davis carried the ball 6 times in the first half for 36 yards. If I'm doing my math correctly, that's 6 yards a pop. That's pretty good first down production. But look at him get to the outside. That's a beautiful job of Comiskey sealing to the inside, allowing Davis to get to the outside. And he gets him out of the shadows of their goalpost. Nice play.
Gain of 12 by Davis. Matthew Prue is into the game at safety for Richard Kari. Change on defense for the Owls. Good play action fake by Ray. Rolling. He finds Maurer out of the backfield, and Maurer goes right over top of Malvo for a gain of about 6. Ricky Ray with his first touchdown pass in 8 games. Here's how he distributed the ball.
Well, he basically took everything. Montreal is playing a whole lot of zone defense. He's gone deep for 22 yards here. He's got the touchdown, the 9-yarder to Ed Hervey, but he's done a nice job of taking exactly what the defense is giving him and not forcing situations. The Montreal defense thought they could give confusion to Ricky Ray by playing this zone defense. He's figured it out so far.
Tucker with 1 catch for 5 yards in the first half for the Eskimos. On the ground again they go. Troy Davis twisting and turning, and he'll be very close to that first down marker.
One of the things, Mark, that running the ball also does is it takes Montreal out of their blitz package. Because if you want to line up 9 guys on the line of scrimmage, what will happen if he breaks through the initial line of scrimmage? He's running, and the last guy to touch him might be the free safety.
It's been 3 months since these teams last met. In the regular season, Montreal yet to face Troy Davis in the green and gold of Edmonton as we look at this measurement.
I know they talked a lot about how important Troy Davis was for them, but I really believe the man that really solidified this team was Don Comiskey, the left guard. I mean, he played here, and he's just a veteran. Some consider him the best left guard in the game today.
Davis was shocked, he said, when traded at Thanksgiving to this team after his relations soured in Hamilton over contract disputes. First down, play action again. Ray with time rolling across the middle, wide open is Jason Tucker. And Matthew Brew makes the tackle, another first down. So Tucker gets into the game much the way Cahoon has.
And Mark,
late flag.
Paul Lambert just does the inexcusable. He goes downfield, and he's down. He's trying to hustle. That's great. We give you an A for that effort. Nice job of Ricky Ray to do a reverse bootleg. But the big thing is, don't get over exuberant. You get downfield and you hit a guy after the play that's going to cost him 15 yards.
Quickly down to the sidelines. Here's Elliott.
I just want to let you know, Mark, the Karakari removal is injury related. They're working on his lower right leg, his calf area. Looks like it might be a cramp or something like that of some kind, but that's why he's out of the roster right now. And also, should let you know that Mike Villamack is done for the day. He has a concussion, Mark.
Thank you, Elliott. And after a big play, they move the ball back on that unnecessary roughness to Lesrud as we watch Karakari getting treatment on the Alouette bench. He's the ball hawk in this secondary. Second in the league with 9 interceptions this year. Ray straight back to pass. Under the blitz. Hits Ed Hervey underneath. And Hervey has first down yardage, but a flag again. And an injured Alouette.
Well, they've got some concerns here because the guy down is their rookie linebacker that they replaced Kevin Johnson with, and that's Jeremiah Garrison, who they really feel is going to be a star in this league, and he looks to be in a lot of pain right now.
Garrison in just his 6th start.
Edmonton, number 63, 10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
This time, Joe McGrath penalized as Michael Botterill, the 3-year man of McMaster, comes in for the injured Garrison.
And it just shows you how important it is to keep your composure. Lesrud takes that unnecessary roughness. Now his partner right beside him, right guard, Joe McGrath. It puts a hold on Ed Fillion, who rolls into Jeremiah Garrison on the back of the knee as you see him going down like that. Very unfortunate.
You mentioned that the Alouettes cut Johnson. Now the rookie's down, and they've got to dip into the backups at the linebacker position. Back in Vancouver, Jeremiah Garrison being helped off the field, the injured rookie middle linebacker for Montreal, meaning that Michael Botterill, the Canadian, has been inserted by the defensive coordinator, Chris Jones. Botterill, normally a weak side linebacker, now the man in the middle. Carry the late word out with a hip pointer. Play action, a mix-up there. A quarterback draw by Ricky Ray, and long distance to go on that 1st and 20 situation, rather 2nd and 20.
Jim Strickland coming over, bringing him down. Looks like there was a little bit of a distance problem between Troy Davis and Ricky Ray, who did not attempt to do the play action, rather pulled it down safely and ran for some extra yards. You know, you talked about Michael Botterill. Remember, he had a 12-tackle game this year earlier against Saskatchewan, so he has some playing experience.
1st and 20 now. 2nd and 14. Here comes the house. Montreal blitzing. Ray throwing downfield. It's complete to Andrew Nowacki, fighting for the football at the first down marker.
Andrew Nowacki just does an excellent job because they have got to find the first down marker. But the fact is they are running in routes and they're getting inside position on the cover man. And the fact they're coming in and they're being tough catching this football because there's a linebacker right outside it who wants to just lay the lick it on him. Good concentration, way to catch the football right in front of Darryl Crutchfield.
They're going to measure. And it is a first down. Remember, this Edmonton offense thrives against the blitz. This was one of the teams that forced Montreal out of that blitz package earlier this year.
Well, it's interesting. One of the things we have not seen today is the 9-man front where they drop 6. They basically have been lining up with what they're coming with, and I think that Ricky Ray is doing a good job of pre-snap reads.
Good protection on that last blitz for a big gain of 15 yards to Milwaukee. And it looks like the Alouettes have called a timeout amid some confusion on defense.
Timeout, Montreal.
The Alouettes will take advantage of that breather. Try to get their signals straight. Remind you, during the second half of this 93rd Grey Cup, we invite you to log on to cbc.ca/sports/football and vote for the warrior of the game. Tim Strickland playing on an injured groin, the leader of that Alouette offense, which has been stingy here today. A candidate. How about the monster in the middle, Joe Montford?
Well, Joe Montford's an inspiration to the defense, but I think you're seeing a lot of problems going on with the Montreal team because of the injuries to Kerry and to Jeremiah Garrison.
You lose 2 key players down the middle on defense. That's tough to replace. Swing past Mitchell again. Bread and butter for Ray. He's hit hard by Tim Strickland, coming laterally very quickly to make the tackle for the Alouettes.
And Mark, it's interesting because when you have these guys, somebody's got to pick up the slack. Somebody's got to make the plays. Look at the hustle of 38. He's lined up as the outside linebacker, comes all the way over and lays a licking on Daryl Mitchell. He wants to do it himself. He's going to try and fire up the rest of his defensive teammates.
It is 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard gain by Mitchell, as the Eskimos go to a 5-receiver set here. Alouette showing blitz. Here they come again. Ray throwing across the middle. It's complete to Gaylor. Climbing the ladder with Strickland in coverage.
Well, Strickland's got a lot of speed, but he's not the best cover guy. Straight out, straight ass run, he can do anything he wants, but when you try and bring him back inside, there's some separation. But once again, where does Ricky Ray attack this defense? Right in the middle.
Gaylor, the rookie out of Miami of Ohio, who set some stunning receiving numbers at that university before making his way into the pro ranks. 3 catches here this afternoon. First down, Eskimos. Play action. Pressure now. Ray throwing to the wide side. And it's complete to Daryl Mitchell. Beating the rookie Prue.
Well, I'm telling you right now, there's some confusion in the secondary to Montreal Alouettes right now because they had both receivers in the line. He had an option of the first receiver, did not want to go to the outlet back. He goes over his head, over Mauer, and he finds Mitchell, but there's just too much. They're sitting in that soft cover zone, and I tell you what, you got to be a little bit more aggressive right now. If you're going to get beat, make you beat one-on-one, but right now, there's just Ricky Ray's just having his way, marching his team down the field.
Right you are, Chris. Big holes in that secondary. The defenders slow to close. First down again in the shotgun. Ray rolling right, throwing downfield, and it's incomplete. Intended for Hervey. He was held up, complaining there should be a penalty.
Well, it's interesting, Mark, because Durden feels the penalty should be thrown against Hervey because he did not allow Hervey to go, or didn't allow Durden to go after the football. A little bit of reverse pass interference in that play by Ed Hervey on Reggie Durden.
There is no flag. It'll be 2nd and 10. Another look at it.
Well, you take a look. They're going to run right into each other right here, and he just grabs. You see him grab Reggie Durden's jersey, and that does not allow Durden to have a chance to pick off that interception, or at least attempt to come up with that ball.
Ray good on 6 of 7 on this drive. Rolling to the wide side. Escaping pressure. Gets the ball away. Davis bobbles it, holds on, and turns upfield for a short gain. And this drive will stall for Ricky Ray and the Eskimos.
Drive will stall, but they did a nice job of moving the football and using some of the clock. Now they'll bring on Sean Fleming, and he'll try and put 3 points on it. And I'm going to tell you what, anytime you're in the big game, or it's a do or die, the Grey Cup, any points are good points. Anwar Stewart with the pressure. Nice job of dumping the ball off to Troy Davis. What a great look from the overhead cable cam to see all the defenders quickly surround Troy Davis.
Davis, the 8th different receiver employed by Ricky Ray today. From the 35, the Alouettes are one short here. The field goal is up and good. Sean Fleming, perfect in this Grey Cup to extend the Eskimo lead to 5. The glittering night sky here in Vancouver, British Columbia. Joe Montfort wearing the microphone in this Grey Cup. Let's listen in.
Hey, play action. Hey, play action. Come. Hey, baby, it's Grey Cup time, dog. And you got 5-3, pow, putting it on them.
The durable Joe Montfort in 9 seasons. Chris, he's played 18 games every year and enjoying this Grey Cup. It looks like it. Short kick to the 22 to Ezra Landry. Here comes the little returner at full speed, gets past Fleming, and then loses his balance at full speed ahead. Another thrilling run. The little number 16, 39 yards.
Well, he's doing his parts on special team to try and give that offense great field position. It's up to the offense now to capitalize and take advantage of that. Nice job again by Ezra Landry, the 5'4" dynamo. Just cutting back. Nice job of switching the football to the inside to protect it from the tacklers.
A.J. Gass from behind with a shoestring. Great effort by the middle linebacker. Great field position for the Alouettes. First down at the 49 of Edmonton. Calvillo in the shotgun. Play action. Straight back. Lots of time. Throwing deep for Gerard. Contact. Flag on the play. Gerard has the football. A huge play for the Alouette offense.
The former #1 draft pick out of Concordia has had a rap of always dropping the big balls. Well, he makes a tough catch this time. Donnie Brady with close coverage, too close as the flag is dropped. Down the numbers, there's contact right there with the left arm, but Gerard still comes up with the catch. Nice job of concentrating and bringing that ball in.
What a catch as Brady tried to mug the Canadian receiver. First and goal, Alouettes threatening, passing to the end zone, diving, and Stala can't quite get past the goal line as A.J. Gass comes in to hammer him, and Marsh is down again.
Well, Marsh is down again, but we saw the drive earlier. Ben Cahoon with the spark that got him down by the goal line. This time it's Sylvain Girard. Quick read, 4-man rush, delivers the ball. Underneath the goalpost, Dave Stala trying to get inside. Denied by the safety, Kelly Wiltshire and A.J. Gass. Nice job of not allowing him to cross the line, break that plane.
It's a good thing Gass came in there because it looked like Marsh was losing his grip. And he's injured again on the play. Calvillo has now passed for 250 yards in this football game. And after a meager first half has caught fire with some terrific adjustments at the half. While they check on Stephen Marsh, we'll remind you tomorrow night a CBC Big Ticket. Information is more than power. It's a life or death struggle. The 2-hour spy thriller Intelligence tomorrow at 8, 9 Atlantic, 9:30 in Newfoundland on CBC.
Earlier they were checking the ankle. This time it looks like they're checking the stability of the left knee.
These two defenses, Chris, have been taking a beating. Kari out. The safety replaced by the rookie. We saw Marsh go down twice.
Well, I think the interesting thing is you talked about the adjustments made at halftime by Montreal and the fact that Anthony calls his own plays. He is going deep. He's seeing things. He's not content taking underneath coverage. He's getting the man coverage now, and when he gets that, he's exploiting him. Boy, he's gone deep twice, once to Cahoon, this time to Sylvain Girard.
Another look at the collision there as Gass and Wiltshire came in to stop Stala. And Marsh is still down on the field. Let's go down to the sidelines, and once again, here's Elliott.
Mark, you can make the Michael Botterill substitution for Jeremiah Garrison a permanent one. They are talking MCL in the left knee. That one is wrapped in ice. So is his ankle. They cut the tape off. We won't be seeing Garrison again tonight for the Alouettes. Mark?
Oh, a tough break for the rookie, Jeremiah Garrison out of South Carolina. In his first Grey Cup ever, joining this team with just 4 games to go, replacing Kevin Johnson.
And he had one of those big fumble recoveries last week against the Argonauts.
9 tackles in the playoffs, as well as that fumble recovery, and his Grey Cup game is over. And it doesn't look good for this man either. Stephen Marsh helped off the field for the second time. In case you're just joining us, the game summary so far in the 93rd Grey Cup. Ricky Ray with his first touchdown pass in 8 games. Eric Lapointe with a league-leading 4th playoff touchdown. And the Alouettes committing their first 2 turnovers of the postseason. Gerard with a big catch to get them down deep. Ray looking on. Second down and goal. On the ground, Lapointe diving. Touchdown. Lapointe's 5th postseason touchdown. And the Alouettes have the lead.
Well, Gerard got him down to the goal line, and Lapointe again, the second time this game, finishes it off from the 1-yard line. Play very reminiscent of the first touchdown, pulling the backside guard again. Paul Lambert coming around. Eric Lapointe is going to lower his shoulder and gets into the end zone. A.J. Gass trying to influence the official, but he's in there.
Damon Duval with the point after. It's good. Back-to-back touchdowns in the second half. And this ball will be a souvenir for Eric Lapointe, a 7-year veteran who says this may well be his final season in pro football. A financial planner who says it's hard to juggle both careers. And what a postseason he's having.
Well, just a nice thing. And again, it's a pull. And this time they're going to pull both the backside guard and tackle. But again, it's Lambert who gets there, who clears the way. Walk back, pull the offside guard. Does a nice job of kicking out. And Lapointe, 2 carries for the 1, 2 touchdowns. And as you say, the nice thing about him, boy, he gave a great tribute yesterday to Robert Edwards. He wore Robert Edwards' jersey in practice because he said, you know what? I know he did all the work to get us here, and it's a sign of respect.
There's Eric Lapointe's family all the way from Quebec to watch him play in the Grey Cup. And Chris, that was a real tribute to Robert Edwards, who suffered cracked ribs in the East Division Championship and couldn't go, wearing his number in practice. As Don Matthews said about poor Robert Edwards, if he didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all.
Well, I just love the fact he says, you know what, I know what it's like to stand on the sidelines and watch the big game. This is my opportunity, maybe my very last opportunity. I want to make it a big one. He's doing that right now.
How about Eric Lapointe? He's never played a complete season in 7 because of injuries. Getting a chance here in the twilight. Tompkins from the 8. Tony Tompkins reversing field, in traffic, turning around, bouncing like the pinball, and finally hauled down. Diner makes the tackle. Calvillo with back-to-back touchdown drives in the second half.
Back-to-back drives, and I mean, he just gets it all. All starts with the kick returner Landry. Excellent field position. Then he goes deep to Sylvain Girard. He does an excellent job to come up with a catch, even though it is pass interference, and it's finished off by a 1-yard punch by Eric Lapointe, his second touchdown of the afternoon.
Calvillo again on the bench, comparing notes for the next drive with the coordinator, Doug Barry. First down, Ricky Ray and the Eskimos trying to answer back. Davis fumbles the ball. The Alouettes have it. Matthew Crew, the rookie, still on his feet. Battling. What a turnover. A huge fumble recovery. And the first turnover by the Eskimos for the rookie, Matthew Crew of Gatineau, Quebec.
Unbelievable. They give the ball. They try and start the drive like they did the last drive. Every time the offenses have been on the field the second half, they produce points. This time the ball is stripped from Troy Davis. He fumbles it up. Matthew Prue, the East Division rookie nominee. Johnny on the spot with the recovery. Tim Strickland again, the man that makes things happen from the linebacker position, pops the ball out. Prue does the rest, takes it down inside the red zone on the 12-yard line of the Eskimos.
Chris, we met him after the award. So gracious, losing to Gavin Walls for Rookie of the Year and a big play here in the Grey Cup. Al's threatening again. Calvillo dancing in the pocket, throws, nearly intercepted. Shannon Garrett looking for his second pick of the game. And Thyron Anderson, the intended receiver.
Zone coverage, sitting back, but the thing that was going to haunt Anthony Calvillo is Shannon Garrett read the eyes. On the pump fake, 23, Shannon Garrett saw where it was going all the way, stepped in front of Thyron Anderson, and should have come up with this interception. Right off the fingertips.
Close call. Second down and 10 from the 12. Calvillo backpedaling. Throwing again to the sideline. It's complete to Ben Cahoon, but it's well short of the first down.
They try to get him one-on-one on the outskirts against Malcolm Frank, the best tackling secondary guy the Edmonton Eskimos have. Ben Cahoon's going to get it quickly, hopefully going to try and beat the initial tackler, take it in the end zone, but Malcolm comes up, wraps him out, takes him out of bounds. A field goal unit will have to come on.
Gain of 6, and this will be a chip shot for Duval, who missed his first attempt from the 47. He'd only missed one in the playoffs coming into this Grey Cup. This is from the 13-yard line, left hash. Damon Duval hammers that one through the uprights. And the Alouettes improve their lead to 5 here in the third quarter, and a huge turnaround offensively in the second half. Once again, we remind you to log on and let us know who you think is the warrior of the Grey Cup. Strickland, a little disconsolate on the Alouette bench. Calvillo on fire. Log on to cbc.ca/sports/football and let us know who you think played with heart and determination and the character of a warrior, and we'll let you know who wins after the Grey Cup game.
Boy, you got to like the way that Anthony has rebounded the second half. 3 drives, 17 points. One of them aided, obviously, by the Troy Davis fumble, but that's what championship teams are made of. They don't quit. That's why there's 4 quarters. They come back, find a way to do it.
Calvillo led his team from behind last week in the East Division Championship. A quarterback who is composed and a far cry from the 21-year-old who began his career in Las Vegas with the Posse, practicing in the parking lot of a casino and living at the Riviera, to the quarterback he is today, indeed a future Hall of Famer. Tompkins from the 15-yard line. Tompkins with a burst of speed. Now he's deep. He could be gone. Tony Tompkins on his way. Touchdown. 96 yards.
Mark, that's unbelievable. He had a 93 punt return touchdown against the Eskimos earlier this year. Does 3 yards better on the kickoff. Great job of making the first guy miss. Good blocking downfield by Jason Tucker. Then it's a foot race and nobody's going to catch the man they nicknamed TNT.
96 yards, Chris, the longest in Grey Cup history. The young man who led the CFL in punt return yards and 3 touchdowns to tie a rookie record takes that kick back to the end zone. And just like that, the Eskimos are back on top. And the guru of special teams is beaten at his own game. The rookie from Stephen F. Austin State celebrating the new record. This was the previous record. Adrian Smith in 1997 in the second half against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. This was the play that sealed the Roughriders' fate as the Argos won back-to-back Grey Cups. And now that mark beaten by this young rookie, Tony Tompkins. Chris, take it away.
Well, we've seen him do it a number of times, and that is good returners make the first one miss, but he gets a lot of help with the return team. The biggest block, though, by Jason Tucker right at the end to finally spring him. And when he gets in the open, you are not going to catch this man.
This game so full of excitement when it comes to kick returners, and this young rookie making his mark here in his first ever Grey Cup.
Well, we saw Ezra Landry taking the opening kickoff and getting great field position for the Alouettes offensively, almost breaking one, tripped up a little bit. Tony Tompkins, there's a little challenge all the time between these guys. They respect each other, but they always want to do one up, one better.
And look at this, Ezra Landry's all jacked up now. He'd like to make an encore here.
That's his turn to touch the football this time.
Fleming to kick it off for Edmonton. A short kick away from Landry. It's Jonas Lewis. And a short return as Marcus Wynn, the rookie, makes the tackle on special teams for Edmonton. Let's just show you where the young man stands at the top of the list. The longest kick returns in Grey Cup history. One better than Adrian Smith's mark in '97. But look at some of the great players he's ahead of now. The Gizmo, the Rocket, James Quick Parker, and Alan Ford.
Great company, great list. It's always nice to be number one on that list.
Number one in your rookie year. What a start for the young man. And there's an injured Eskimo. It's Mike Maurer taking a knee.
We talked to Mike Maurer about this, and he says a lot of the times he's not hurt. It's just a way to get the defense to make sure they're all straightened away.
So you're saying there's a little acting involved here right now?
Anybody with a haircut like that's got to be a good actor.
Maurer telling us he plans to get involved in some ultimate fighting and martial arts during the offseason. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to tangle with him.
You know, he's done a real nice job catching the ball in the backfield today. He's made some nice runs on short yardage. He is being trained by a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master, and he says, I'm looking forward. It's going to be cage match. So it'll be interesting.
He looks a bit like that X-Man. What do you call him? Wolverine. Working on the right arm as he stays down on one knee. Trying to give the defense a rest, perhaps.
Well, I think it's really important to remember every time that Montreal has taken the field offensively this half, they have put points on the board.
You're right, Chris. Back-to-back touchdowns. They kept Calvillo off the field in the first half with time of possession. But given the opportunity here in the second half, Matthews' quarterback has been terrific. The legend versus the apprentice, Danny Machocha, in his first Grey Cup as a head coach. A young man who grew up in Montreal watching the Alouettes. They were his favorite team. He remembers 1977, the Grey Cup there, where Don Matthews made his first appearance as an assistant coach with the Eskimos. He hated the Eskimos. Now he's their head coach. First down, Calvillo, quick drop, throwing behind the play, a diving catch made by Kerry Watkins. And a good catch indeed for a short gain of about 5 yards.
Well, I think it's really important for Edmonton to come out and make a statement defensively. They've had the ball marched down them, as you said, every time they've been on the field in the second half. This ball just thrown behind, not allowing Kerry Watkins to make the catch and do something with it, or yards after the catch. And that helps Malcolm Frank immensely.
Final play of the third quarter. It is second and a little more than 5. Four-man rush, Calvillo firing to Vaughn. He's got it at full stride. And a first down to midfield for the Alouettes. As the third quarter ends, the Owls marching again.
Of the officiating team.
We're down to this. 1 quarter of football to go in the 93rd Grey Cup. And both teams have come alive on offense.
Well, we've seen the lead change back and forth, and it's been all big plays in the third quarter. Montreal, 2 big plays. Cahoon, Gerard, Lapointe with 2 touchdowns, and how about the 96-yard kickoff return by Tony Tompkins.
First down, Alouettes. They'll go on the ground to Lapointe, turning upfield now. And Charles Alston tries to strip the football from the Canadian running back, but he won't get it away. And the gain will be about 4.
But again, a great job of giving the ball to Lapointe, letting him find some room. A slide protection. They're going to slide to left, and he's going to find the hole. He just tucks behind Okeke, the left tackle, picks up 4 yards.
Eric Lapointe, who has bided his time as a backup throughout his career, behind the likes of Pringle and Autry Denson and Lawrence Phillips. He's the main man today. Calvillo with time, firing across the field. Up the middle, complete to Ben Cahoon, coming right down at that first down marker. As A.J. Gass comes in to make the tackle at middle linebacker.
Well, A.J. Gass makes the play, but Cahoon, the wily veteran, knows that if he comes inside, this is a deep drop, as you can see how far the linebackers, A.J. Gass in the middle, sit back. Cahoon just sits in front of him, and here he comes up. He's going to make the hit. But he's dropped already 12 yards, so by the time he comes up and makes the hit, and he's happy about making the hit on Cahoon, Cahoon may have picked up the first down. They're going to measure, just come up a little short.
A.J. Gass, the heart and soul of that Eskimo defense. 2 years wiped out by 2 different knee surgeries. He played behind Kelvin Powell, was a good soldier in this defense. Finally got his shot this year, start to finish. He's ruled the middle for Edmonton.
Well, he is a throwback to the way football should be played. I mean, every time you look at him, something's bleeding on his body. Yeah. I mean, you know, he idolizes Danny Kepley. Kepley idolizes him. Those two are from the same mold.
He says Kepley's been in his ear. Third down gamble and short. And they'll go right up the gut, and they should have the necessary inches for the first down. Calvillo is in a rhythm now, and that's one thing the Eskimo defense said they wanted to break up in this game. Stop Lapointe on the ground, get hits on Calvillo, break his rhythm. But right now, that offensive line, Chris, superb protection.
Superb protection as he dives and keeps his leg driving to pick up the first down. But it always happens when you have a quarterback that calls his own plays. He can feel the rhythm. It's not like a guy that sends the plays in all the time, and you're wondering what's going to happen as we take a look at Jason Moss on the sidelines throwing the ball.
Well, that's interesting. First down, Alouettes. Pitch out. Around the outside, Lapointe turning upfield. Tries to get around the corner. This is something we haven't seen too much in the Alouette offense.
A.J. Gass just got tackled. Paul Lambert's going to just pull around right here. Now watch him on A.J. Gass. And he just grabs him and tackles him behind. Now A.J. Gass gets up and is looking for the flag. That was a flag. Paul Lambert, very fortunate to get around. He just grabs him and tackles him, and woo!
Yep.
Good to be lucky to be good.
2nd and 7. Here comes the blitz. Calvillo, hot route. Big catch, no, incomplete. Thyron Anderson had it, and then Malcolm Frank cut him down at the knees, and that hurt.
Well, Malcolm Frank came up and took the legs out from the lanky Thyron Anderson, who goes up to make this catch. Pressure's coming. Montford's free from the top side, and he goes and leaves his feet to make this catch. Malcolm Frank, like a missile, look at him right at the back of the knees, flipping him over, driving his head back into the turf.
And that will force the Alouettes to punt. Foul across his side of midfield. Tompkins and Singor Mobley back. Quickly away and nearly blocked. Craver in the neighborhood, and he forced that ball out of bounds further, or at least closer upfield than the Alouette punter wanted. Moss has warned, will he play? We'll see when we come back. A big defensive stand for the Eskimos, the first time they've stopped the Alouettes in this half. Let's listen in to Rick Campbell, their coordinator.
Okay, hang in there, do your job. Let's go again now, get your heads up. Come on, get some of 5-3, baby. Come on. What'd I do? You kicked me, man.
Joe Montford objecting to the trip. Now Ray with time, rolling to his right now. Buying more time, in trouble. And he's hit close to the line of scrimmage.
Mark, he got hit by the line of scrimmage, but Strickland, who I believe was covering Troy Davis down the sidelines, knocks Troy Davis down. No flag is thrown. Nice job of protection initially. Ricky Ray slides out to the right. Now watch the push at the end. He pushes him down. That's where Ricky Ray is trying to deliver the football. No flag, but boy, they got away with one there.
Yes, they did. And Ray just got back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10. Ricky Bell in the Al defense, dropping off 9 in coverage. Ray can't get the pass away, flag down. They're calling it a fumble. Yes, the Alouettes have it. Ed Fillion with the recovery, but a flag down.
Well, the flag is down, and this will be interesting because it's only a 3-man rush. It looks like it's holding against the Eskimo offensive line. The recovery will stand. Big play by the defense with a 3-man rush to create a turnover for the Alouette offense.
Anwar Stewart forces the second Eskimo fumble of the football game.
Here he is. He's right over here. He's just going to be working against Bruce Beat, the veteran. Just takes him outside. Now the thing is, there's 3-man rush. Watch him work around there and knock the ball out of Ricky Ray's hands before the throwing motion starts. Therefore, the fumble.
Calvillo, backside, bubble screen to Kerry Watkins. And quickly, the Eskimos react to that one. Short gain on the play. What a tremendous effort by Anwar Stewart.
Well,
chokehold, and he still made
when
it.
they look at this, Mark, it's unforgivable. And why do I say that? So we look at great shot of running a little hitch pass to Kerry Watkins. Is when you're only rushing 3 on 5 offensive linemen, the 2 uncovered players, and this time would be the guards, are to look inside, outside, and help. So when you have 3 on 5, it's unforgivable to get to your quarterback.
And it looks like Paul Lambert is the injured Alouette, hurt on that last play. And Luke Fritz will be coming into the game to back him up.
Well, the former first-round draft pick from Montreal in 2001. Let's take a look and see how he gets it. Again, it's the back of the legs. He's downfield blocking on Mobley. He's brought down by Marcus Wynn. Kerry Watkins is, and it falls right on the back. And it is Wynn that falls across the back of Lambert's legs. You can only hope as he grabs that left knee that he's okay.
Grimacing in obvious pain as he lays prone at the 15-yard line.
And Mark, we've seen that a number of times already today. What I call the blindside shots, where you can't protect yourself against what's coming at you.
Calvillo coming back onto the field after using this injury timeout to confer with his coordinator. And we'll take a break as they continue to assess the injured Paul Lambert here in Vancouver. It's a 2-point ball game here in the 4th quarter of the Grey Cup. As we remind you, from the rink to the jail cell, the unbelievable story of NHL player Mike Danton. The Fifth Estate reveals previously untold facts this Wednesday at 9 on CBC. The Alouettes in the red zone, 2nd and 2. Calvillo handing off to LaPointe, right up the gut for a first down. This second half bearing an uncanny resemblance, Chris, to last week's game. The Alouettes have forced 2 fumbles here, or 2 turnovers in the second half. They did it 4 times against Toronto in their comeback win.
We're talking about 4 fumbles. And those were big fumbles that turned the tide of that football game. And as you say, very uncanny now. The second one right now caused by Anwar Stewart, giving great field position to the Alouette offense.
1st and goal from the 8. Calvillo backpedaling, crossing route in the middle. It's complete to Cahoon, battling to the goal line, and just shy again. Cahoon having words with A.J. Gass. He's no shrinking violet, a tough slot back indeed.
Well, Ben Cahoon and Thyron Anderson are going to run a crossing route. A little bit of a pick play, and that springs Ben Cahoon underneath. He makes the catch. He gets tackled, but not before he takes it down to the 1-yard line. You see Thyron Anderson parted to the right. just doing enough to disrupt the cover man.
To the goal line. 2nd and goal. Short yardage formation. Naked bootleg. Calvillo to the end zone. Touchdown.
What a great call. Everybody in the building is expecting the hat trick for Eric Lapointe. He's going to get the 3rd touchdown to match last week's output. What does he do? He calls his own number and does the bootleg. Watch this fake and out to the outside. Beautiful job by Anthony Cavill.
Stir in this sold-out building of 59,000 fans as the Alouettes have come alive offensively in the second half. Foul with the point after, and the lead changes hands again. Anthony Calvillo puts the Alouettes up by 5.
Oh, I love the call. Everybody goes to the inside. Everybody on the Eskimo defense feels that Lapointe will carry the load. He comes out, and the only one that can stop him is Wynn. Unfortunately, Marcus Wynn cannot wrap up the 6'3" Anthony Cavill, and he takes it in to give Montreal the lead once again.
You know, they were down 10-1 at the half, and I was talking to a few of his teammates this week about how tough he's become as a quarterback. And it was Joe Montford, his opponent, who was a teammate in Hamilton back in 1999. He said he got so beat up in Hamilton in that 2-16 season when he finally left to become a backup in Montreal behind Tracy Ham, that he learned to be tough. He learned not to get too down, and he's thrived now as a starter after learning, going back and putting his pride on the shelf, become a backup to Ham, regain his pride and his confidence.
Well, let's check the pride on this cover unit, because the last time they kicked off, you know what Tony Tompkins did.
96 for a Grey Cup record. Squib kicks. They're not going to get the ball to him this time, as it's completely covered by Antigo Dalton, who decides to stay down. And the anatomy of the last scoring drive began with a big turnover. Anwar Stewart forcing the fumble despite being choked by Beaton. And then Calvillo went back to work. His favorite receiver, Ben Cahoon, in traffic to the goal line. Then the naked bootleg fooled everybody, getting past Marcus Wynn into the end zone for a 1-yard touchdown. The Alouettes have been prolific in the second half as Paul Lambert gets ice to that left leg. They've outscored their opponents 51-13 in the last 2 games in the second half alone.
What does that tell you about adjustments?
Ricky Ray across the middle, wide open. Ed Hervey turning upfield, puts his head down at the 35 and just across the first down marker for a gain of 11. To the sidelines for an update. Here's Elliott.
Just with the word they're talking about with Paul Lambert is a ligament strain in the left ankle. He is done for the day. Mark?
And Elliott, you can just see the disappointment in his face. As Luke Fritz will now come in at that left guard position. First down after the 11-yard pickup by Hervey. Ricky Ray handing off. Davis stops dead in his tracks versus field and makes something out of nothing, but pays a big price after a gain of 6 yards on the play. Back inside, sold out BC Place. It'll be 2nd and 4 on the 41. The Eskimos trying to get some offense going after that electrifying kick return by Tompkins. Ricky Ray in trouble, and Tuck Benyo with the sack, his 2nd of the game.
Well, they're just bringing the pressure once again. They got to him last time with only 3 men. This time they bring 5. 1-on-1, that's all it is. They run a little twist stunt. Tuck Benyo is working with Dwayne Butler. He comes back underneath to the inside. Butler goes to the outside, and sack number 2 and almost forces a fumble by Ricky Ray.
And the 3rd sack of the Eskimos in this game. Tuck Benyo on and off the roster all season in Montreal, even on the practice roster at one point. And he's having a terrific Grey Cup. Fleming punt. Nearly blocked. Angling it, but not out of bounds. Landry draws a flag, and he's hit for a short return. But this will be no yards. Montreal defense said they wanted to get lots of hits on Ricky Ray. They've got 10 so far.
Well, 10 hits, and that's the big thing. Anytime you hit him, you make him think of what he's doing. He starts to look at the defense instead of keeping his eyes downfield at the intended receiver. Strickland and Filion Stewart, Tugbenia with 2 sacks, Nix with a late hit. They're just all over Ricky Ray, and he's going to feel every one of those tomorrow.
They say Ray's hard to rattle, but he's only human.
Well, there was 10 hits, and they also had a whole lot more hurries. Those are just as good as sacks. Tugbenia with 2 sacks, Filion with a sack. They're doing it all right now. The defense has really picked up its game since really, I feel, starting slowly in the first quarter.
Getting some encouragement there from Matthew Bertrand, injured, not playing. Here's Calvillo, back to pass, pumping. He wants to go deep. Tries to go across the middle for Vaughn, and there are flags down. Vaughn in coverage with A.J. Gass, and that's a mismatch that Calvillo tried to take advantage of.
Well, Terry Vaughn's going to claim that A.J. Gass tried to trip him. Be interested. He got up happy. Flag was thrown after the ball fell incomplete. There's A.J. Gass with a fumble recovery already this afternoon.
Pass interference. Edmonton, number 77. Automatic first down.
Gass gets the penalty. The hard-nosed middle linebacker.
He's just right here. Just going to go back, and you can see him right there. He just grabs. Terry Vaughn pulls him to the inside.
All part of the Eskimo game plan on defense. A rough up. The Alouette receivers. Anderson alone to the near side. It's a handoff to Kerry Watkins. Watkins into traffic there as Malcolm Frank came up from the corner position to make the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
It's a nice job by Anthony to utilize the entire field. Little trickery, little reverse. But what it does is it spreads out that defense. Malcolm Frank with another tackle. He's had a number of them today. Look at the form going low, wrapping it, putting the helmets right between the legs, bringing down Kerry Watkins.
Charles Alston again stringing that play out from the defensive end position. 2nd and long. Here comes the Edmonton blitz. Calvillo reads it quickly. Across the middle. It's complete, then dropped and ruled incomplete to Dave Stala.
Well, both quarterbacks really realize when the blitz comes that the first read is inside. And every receiver is coming back in, running an in route. This time, Dave Stala comes there. Looks like he has the handle on it. Then he drops the ball, hits the turf, and the official right there signals no catch.
You don't see that very often from Dave Stala. And so the Alouettes will punt. Tompkins alone. Duval angling this one out of bounds, and through the air it goes to limit the return to nothing. And a reminder, Saturday, December 3rd on Hockey Night in Canada, viewers in Alberta and Nova Scotia get a look at Sidney Crosby as his Pittsburgh Penguins welcome the Calgary Flames. Most of the country can watch the San Jose Sharks at the Toronto Maple Leafs. Game 2 of the doubleheader comes from Edmonton, where the Oilers go up against the Boston Bruins. Saturday night, the pregame show sets it all up, beginning at 6:30 Eastern. This game was sold out 2 months ago. Most of the fans here in BC expecting to see the Lions. At that point, they were 11-0 and unbeaten. But they're being treated to a spectacular second half of football here as the Eskimos and Alouettes renew their Grey Cup rivalry. In the shotgun, Ricky Ray. Pressure, now he throws wide side. Wide open to Gaylor. He beats the first man and is finally wrestled to the turf, but he'll have a first down with just over 5 minutes to play.
Well, just spreading that defense as he throws. This is a long throw to the wide side to Trevor Gaylor. He's just going to sit down beneath the covers. Nobody's over there. Now he gets the catch, makes Melville miss, and he goes up, back into the flow, brought down by Prue. The safety now plays for the injured Kerry.
Gaylor's 7th catch of the game, 59 yards in total. You have to wonder how much longer Ricky Ray will get to get a spark here in the second half. On the ground, Troy Davis right up the middle, and Anwar Stewart sliding down from the end position to make contact. Short gain of just 3, maybe 4 yards.
You start to see some of the guys as they walk back to the huddle, checking the clock, realizing that it is becoming a factor with 4:20 left and ticking. Handing the ball off to Troy Davis, trying to find something in the heart of that defense.
You know, it was Anwar Stewart in the week leading up to the semifinal who said, I might not be back. He was disgruntled at being on and off the starting position. There was a lot of turmoil in that Alouette locker room, and they've managed to solve it, come together in time for the playoffs. More heat on Ray. He gets it away to Tucker, and Tucker takes a punishing tackle.
Well, once again, Montreal, they realize that Ricky Ray is using the middle of the field as well, but this is a sit-down route, not an in route like a lot of the other receivers be running. He just sits down in the hole. As he makes the catch, he gets punished by Stewart, who comes all the way from the defensive end position. They make the play. He dropped into coverage, and he was anticipating, and they do that a lot. Montreal will drop their ends into the flats to give an extra cover guy.
Tucker, the big play receiver in the 2003 Grey Cup, quiet today. Ray, quick pass, it's tipped! And incomplete. Nearly intercepted as the Canadian, Michael Bottrell, thought he had it.
Well, that would have been another big play and a turnover again for the Alouette defense, and this defense has come to play. That's Dwayne Butler just off the side, getting both hands up, knocking the ball down, and it seemed like Edmonton just stood around and watched the ball float in the air, and the only one that actually made a move on it, as you say, was Michael Bottrell, who almost comes up with a beautiful interception.
That's the third time Alouette defenders have tipped a Ray pass. Another example of the old Matthews defense that has come back to life here in the late stages of the season. Blitz again. Ray gets it away. Hervey holds on, but another huge hit. Reggie Durden levels the veteran Eskimo receiver. And that will stop the Eskimo drive. It is third down, and Ricky Ray, disappointed, heads to the sidelines, and you have to wonder when we might see Jason Moss in this Grey Cup. The Alouettes with a 5-point lead, 2:51 on the clock here in the fourth quarter, and the Grey Cup is now being brought into the stadium here at BC Place by the Mounted Police. This is when collars get tight in a close football game. The cup is here, and the Eskimos will have to punt the ball away after stalling on yet another offensive series here in this second half. Fleming from his 40, a deep spiral. Good punt to the 5. Landry beats the first man, and he's surrounded. Tremendous punt cover by the Eskimos, limiting that return to 7 yards on a 55-yard punt.
Well, that's what you want to do, is pin them deep, as we see the cup being marched into the stadium right here. The Royal Red, RCMP, guarding that thing. Now it's up to the Eskimo defense to try and create a turnover mark, or at the very least, force a 2 and out to give their offense another opportunity with hopefully better field position.
A.J. Gass, the anchor in the middle. Calvillo, prolific in the second half. Tough field position, though. 6 receiver set for the Alouettes. 4-man rush. Calvillo firing to the far sideline and incomplete. Intended for Kerry Watkins. And we have a chance here, Chris, to check up on your Gillette notes for the Alouettes.
Well, for Montreal, we talked about the stars, Lapointe and Cahoon. Those two guys would have to have big games today. Lapointe, 2 rushing touchdowns in the second half. Cahoon, 6 catches, and another big one that led to one of Lapointe's rushing touchdowns. And on defense, Stingray dumped Davis. Get after Ricky Ray. 3 quarterback sacks, a number of hurries and hits, and 2 forced fumbles.
Big play here, 2nd and 10. Field position paramount. Calvillo rolling to his goal line, throwing hard to the sideline, incomplete. Intended for Stala, and so the Alouettes will have to punt from the shadow of their goalposts.
Well, Craver almost had designs on taking that ball back the other way on interception. Anthony Cavill deciding to take 2 sideline passes. The first one attempt to the right. This time he's going to come back to Stella on the left. Just going to roll to the left. Trying to drill a football in there. It's too far for Stella. And I tell you what, the closest one to that was Keel Craver.
Now, you've got a 5-point lead. You can see the safety here for field position.
Well, remember,
I asked you this last week.
And I told you last time, I said it was the same thing. This is a game of field position. Now you have to weigh, how's your defense been playing? Well, right now, this defense of Montreal has been playing pretty dang good. They're getting after Ray. They forced 2 fumbles in the second half. You give up 2 points right now, you make it a 3-point game. The big thing is a field goal ties. But the fact is, you at least have an opportunity to keep them in the other end of the field.
There's Jason Moss, who wrote the comeback script in the 2 playoff games, coming off the bench to lead the Eskimos to victory. Ricky Ray still the starter with his team down by 5. Let's go down to the sidelines and hear Steve Armitage.
Mark, I've been keeping a close eye on Ricky Ray and Jason Moss. That baseball cap that Moss wears has not left his head. On the last series, he walked over towards the bench. I looked him in the eye, and he just rolled his eyes. I don't think Danny Machocha is going to put him into the game.
Thank you, Steve. And you can see the look of intensity on Jason Moss's face, talking to himself there. He's been a team player, but you know how desperately he'd love to be in this Grey Cup game. Chance to win it for the Eskimos. From the goal line, Duval gets it away, and it's a beauty. Deep to Tompkins at his 45. Tompkins stops straight ahead and chipped up. A 54-yard punt and just a 9-yard return as Jonas Lewis makes good on special teams.
Well, nice job, and what a great confidence in your kicker. Let's take a look at Edmonton. Ray Moss finds Tucker. Ray first touchdown pass today. Games Tucker only 2 catches. Ricky Bell really doing a nice job shutting him down. Defense man-to-man must be punishing. We talked about the fact they play a lot of man-to-man. They play a lot of zone today too. Receivers 5 catches, over 20 yards.
Nice job on those Gillette game notes here in the 93rd Grey Cup. Eskimos with 2:13 on the clock and the ball at midfield. Ricky Ray still in at quarterback. Play action rolling, throwing to the flats. Mitchell hit immediately as Darryl Crutchfield, his former teammate, comes up to make the tackle.
Well, the interesting thing is here, they're going to try and run Nowacki deep. They're sitting in his zone coverage, but when they see Mitchell come to the flat, this ball is so late getting here, they all leave, and they're reading Ricky Ray right now where he wants to go with the ball. They all jump the route. They get Mitchell before he can pick up any good yardage.
It's a gain of 6, 2nd and 4. As Ed Fillion gets set to go on defense. In the shotgun, Alouette blitz. They're right in Ricky Ray's face. He gets the ball away. It's incomplete, and a dangerous pass indeed.
A dangerous pass, but Ricky Ray had to get rid of the football. Had he taken a sack, all hope of getting it on 3rd down would have made it incredibly tough to pick up a 1st down or put him in field goal range at least. But Strickland coming free on the blitz. We've seen him time and time again. The game he had last week, 3 sacks against Toronto, making his presence felt here today. Caused a fumble already in this afternoon. A one-man wrecking crew.
And so Danny Machocha will go for it. 1:43 to go. 3rd and 4. Big gamble. Montreal blitzes again. Ray throwing deep to Mitchell. He's open. He's got it. What a play.
What a play. What a pass. Just when you think it's over, Darryl Mitchell with the corner out. And a beautifully thrown ball, and you better have the protection because they're bringing the blitz. The O-line does its part. Look where this ball is put. Crew tries to knock it down. He's coming over for the free safety spot, but that is a beautifully thrown football, dropped just where it has to be, and a big play by Darryl Mitchell, and Edmonton hopes are still alive.
35 yards to Mitchell. What nerve by Ray on 3rd and 4. Now they're threatening. First down at the 15. Ray rolling. He can run. There's lots of daylight. He will run. Forced out of bounds. But a flag on the play.
A flag on the goal line. Dropped in the secondary. It'll be very interesting to see if it goes against the Alouettes. And the early indication it is going against Montreal. That may be one of the reasons that Ricky Ray could not find a receiver downfield and had to take off with the ball himself.
Don Matthews looking for his 6th and a CFL record. Grey Cup as a head coach, and all the years of experience still can't take the stress from him.
Well, he put him in a 3rd down situation.
Contact on a receiver. Montreal number 25. That penalty is half the distance to the goal line.
Well, Dwayne Butler with the call, a big call it is. Little play action, reverse bootleg, gets outside. You can see Dwayne Butler all over Troy Davis, grabbing him, not allowing him to escape to the sideline.
It was a move of desperation by Butler, and it means first down, goal to go, Edmonton. Ball on the 7-yard line of the Alouettes. And Don Matthews hopes for a defensive stand. 1:14 on the clock. Ray in the shotgun. Play action, rolling to the short side. Now back, throwing across the middle. A flag in the end zone, intended for Tucker. Kelly Malvo, the defender.
And you can look at Don Matthews, who hasn't moved his head, has from the top of his head. He cannot believe it. So close, so far. Malvo with the interference call on Jason Tucker, the man that beat the Alouettes in the 203 Grey Cup. Play action, rolls right. Look at the time, and then he goes deep in the back of the end zone. And Kelly Malvo with the contact before the ball gets there on the intended receiver, Jason Tucker. And that'll put it down, Mark, on the 1-yard line. Unbelievable turn of events.
The Alouettes undisciplined on this drive. First and goal, Edmonton from the 1. Ricky Ray behind his center, quarterback sneak. And he won't get in, and there's a flag down.
The interior of the Alouette defense does his part in this play, and they stuff it up. Ray does not get to the goal line, but a flag is thrown on the sideline, which usually indicates offside.
Montreal number 94.
And that's what they're going to call. They're going to call Rob Brown 94 with lining up in the neutral zone, and they'll do it again from the 1-yard line. They'll wash that down. Again, a big break.
Another Montreal penalty. And so it's first down again from the 1. Eskimos threatening to take the lead with 1:05 left on the clock. Ray behind his center. He'll call his own number. Touchdown, Eskimos! Now, would you go for 2 and build a 3-point lead, or just kick the convert and lead by 2?
You know, let's go for 2 points. I think you go for 2 points and you protect yourself with the field goal. I think it's a good call to go for 2. The way this offense is moving, I tell you what, it all came from that gutsy 3rd down call to find Mitchell deep. Nobody expected it. You know, Ray hasn't gone deep much today, but he did that time and delivered a beautiful pass to Mitchell. And then, of course, the penalty in the back of the end zone to Malvo. Gets it on the 1. They jump offside again. And finally, Ricky Ray takes it over from the 1-yard line.
Hey, that missed Duval field goal in the first half is coming back to haunt the Alouettes. And Ricky Ray is coming back onto the field for the 2-point convert. His coach showing confidence to leave him in this football game, even when the offense struggled in the second half.
I'm going to tell you what, it's also a sign of respect for the quarterback on the other sidelines, knowing the experience and the capabilities of Anthony Calvillo and his offense.
It's a 1-point lead for the Eskimos. They want to go up by a field goal. The 2-point convert, Ray rolling, throwing the deep corner to Tucker. He's got it! Ray delivers again.
mistakes against him, but he came into this game today and he has hit a home run. He has found Daryl Mitchell with a great play, and he goes back to his go-to guy, Jason Tucker, running his favorite pattern. They know they do it all the time. It's just a post corner, and he gets him right there over the shoulder. And I tell you what, if you put that ball anywhere near 83, he will make that catch.
Ricky Ray has a smile on his face for the first time in 3 weeks. Pulled in the West Division semi, pulled in the final. His coach leaves him in here, and he delivers a huge drive for a touchdown and 2-point convert with 1:03 to go.
Well, 1:03 to go, but it's character. It's total character. Not folding. We talked about how many times he's been hit, how many times he's been sacked and hurried, and yet when it comes down to the crunch, he delivers.
He has, celebrating with Matthew Bertrand, and obviously energized his team up by a field goal as Landry awaits the kickoff. 1:03 to go in this Grey Cup.
And there's a big point too, Mark. Remember that Montreal has used its timeout already this half, so it's going to have to be big time, maybe fire offense, hurry up offense by the master, Anthony Cavill.
The Alouettes have time. Short kick again. And it's Jonas Lewis high-stepping in a burst of speed and a great return, setting up Anthony Calvillo in the offense with terrific field position. The veteran quarterback calling his plays as he comes onto the field.
And a lot of times when you come in this situation, Mark, what he does is call the first 2 plays to his team, so when they come out, they can take advantage of the clock and they know exactly where they want to go.
57 seconds. That's what Calvillo's got to work with. A terrific second half. Terrific field position. 3-man rush, they drop 9. Calvillo fires. It's complete across the middle. And it's Ben Cahoon making the catch for Calvillo. The man he always goes to when he needs a big play.
Well, he knows 86 is Mr. Reliable. Very much reminiscent of the Danny McManus, Darren Flutie days. You know he can come up with big plays in a big game.
2nd and 3, fire offense, hurry up. Time precious, 46 seconds and counting. Calvillo again, a 3-man rush across the middle. Oh, what a catch! Ben Cahoon again reaching behind to make the catch.
That is a highlight reel catch. And the thing that's going through Edmonton's mind right now is we cannot sit too much in a deep zone. We got to play a little bit aggressive because we start to play a little bit of a soft zone. They're going to pick us apart and march down the field, Mark.
You know,
as you say, they still got 37 seconds.
You know how hard that is for him with that brace. Movement by Montford, flag down. It's complete. Watkins has it for Montreal. Head down, close to a first down, but there is a flag.
And I believe it will be Joe Montford who tried to time the count, get the jump on OKK, the left offensive tackle. And that's what they're going to call Joe Montford, trying to get the jump, get some pressure, maybe get a hit on Cavill. This time, he's caught for leaving early. Danny Machocho can only look on.
Offside, Edmonton number 53. That penalty's declined. It's 2nd down, 2nd down.
So the veteran gets away with one there. 2nd and a yard. Calvillo, 26 seconds on the clock. Trying to get into field goal range. LaPointe up the middle. He'll have the first down with 19 seconds to go.
What a tough run by Eric LaPointe. Knowing full well you got to pick up the first down, gets the ball, and he runs so hard. He is determined not to be stopped short, and he picks up the first down right up the middle.
There's Damon Duval, the rookie, good on 1 of 2 field goals so far. Calvillo, one last shot before the field goal attempt. Throwing downfield, nearly intercepted. Oh my goodness! It bounced out of the hands of 2 Eskimo defenders. Brady, the last man to touch it.
They jumped on this route. Look at Don Matthews. Oh my God, he says, get the field goal team on now. We're not going to take another chance. Kramer comes up almost with the interception, deflects, and then Donnie Brady, I believe, has an opportunity to seal the fate, much like Michael Gray in the '88 Grey Cup when he intercepted a deflected pass by Matt Dunnigan.
And so with 9 seconds to go, a 35-yard field goal attempt. No, they're going to go one more play here on second down. And A.J. Gass busts through the line of scrimmage. The Eskimos didn't look like they were ready, and so Gass came busting through in a heads-up veteran play to stop it dead.
A.J. Gass realized that his teammates were not ready, as you say. They could have given up a big play. Instead, he decides, look, he's looking around. He wants to call timeout, doesn't. So he decides, I'm just going to go through. I'll take the penalty.
Oh, what a smart penalty to take there. 9 seconds on the clock.
Well, you know already they're in Duval territory right now.
Well, Duval's longest this year during the regular season, 49. In the playoffs, his longest, 48.
And remember, he was the special team player of the week last week, where he kicked 2 over 40 yards in their victory over Toronto.
But he is a rookie. And this will be
Offside.
The biggest kick of his life.
Edmonton, number 77. It's a 5-yard penalty.
You know what? You know, A.J. Gass, that was a smart move for him to do that, but it hurt them because it moved them 5 yards closer.
So the Alouettes with one more play on offense before they'd have to attempt a field goal. Calvillo with a risky pass that was nearly picked. This time on the ground, and Eric Lapointe will put it right in the middle of the field. Quickly down to Elliott.
Mark, Don Matthews has been furious with Damon Duval today. It's not only the missed field goal, it's where he's been kicking it off, even before Tompkins returned it for a touchdown. He was angry with one of the punts that went out of bounds after only 15 yards. They had a yelling exchange with one another. It's a great moment of redemption for him.
Here he goes from the 27, straight down the field to put this game into overtime. Duval hits the ball right down the middle. It's good. As the clock ticks to 0, we're going to overtime for the first time since 1961, when the Winnipeg Blue Bombers defeated the Hamilton Tiger Cats 21-14. Duval, steady as a rock. The rookie splits the uprights, and we're going to extra time. 28-28, and we're going to overtime at BC Place. And let's check the overtime rules. Chris, they're the same as the regular season. Each team scrimmaging from the opponent's 35. They each get an equal number of possessions. If the defense scores with a fumble, recovery, or an interception, the game's over. But we'll keep having these mini games until somebody prevails today.
Well, that's the biggest difference in the Grey Cup, is we have to find it. We have to determine a winner, so we keep going. Run a 35, and you know what happens? It's very interesting, because a lot of times if the offense doesn't put it in the end zone, it comes down to the kickers.
What an initiation for Danny Machocha. And for this man, the legend, Don Matthews, it's his 3rd Grey Cup as a head coach in this stadium. He's yet to win at BC Place as we turn back the hands of time. Don Matthews, 1983, the BC Lions losing here at BC Place by 1 point as Cedric Minter takes the pass from Joe Barnes. That was his initiation as a head coach as Curry and the Argos celebrate. Danny Machocha in his first ever Grey Cup as a head coach, feeling the pressure. But so is this man, Don Matthews, as the Grey Cup comes to this. Overtime. Montreal will scrimmage with 6 receivers. First on offense. Calvillo bouncing across the middle, and a crossing route that's wide open. It's Ben Cahoon for a first down as he's knocked out of bounds for a gain of 13.
As you see, Mark, a crossing route. One receiver goes underneath. Cahoon comes over top, wide open. Good protection, only a 4-man rush. And it becomes a little bit of a foot race. Braver coming over, finally bringing him down. Not before a first down.
First down at the 22 of Edmonton. Again, 6 receivers for Calvillo. Backpedaling under pressure. They got him. First sack of the game.
Well, Charles Elston, the defensive lineman of the week last week. 1 sack, 7 tackles, making his presence felt. But again, Joe Montford, with the initial pressure from the top side.
And Luke Fritz, who's come in to replace Paul Lambert, beaten up on that play along the line of scrimmage. A loss of 8, second and 18. 5 receivers set. Calvillo straight back, 3-man rush, throwing for the end zone. Stella! He's got it, and there's flags!
This is pass interference against Malcolm Frank. He's not even going to contest this call, but Dave Stella, the catch of his life from St. Mary's. Last year, 12 catches, 171 yards.
And don't forget, that last second catch to beat BC at the back of the end zone in Montreal. He comes up big here.
That penalty's declined. Touchdown.
What a great throw. We have seen just 2 quarterbacks at their finest today. Right at the end of the game when it counts most, we saw Ricky Ray to Mitchell. And here in overtime, Anthony Calvillo finds Dave Stella in the back of the end zone.
And for Stella, his first Grey Cup touchdown comes in overtime. The point after. Duval is good. So the Alouettes strike first in overtime with a touchdown pass to Dave Stella, 30 yards. An historic one for him as he hangs on to the football. Now the Eskimos need to answer back.
Boy, I just love the call. I mean, Anthony just sits back there and heaves it to the corner. Little corner route by Dave Stella, who just does an excellent job of using his body. He's going to sit back there to keep max protection, keep LaPointe in. Now he goes to the corner. Now watch Stella use his body. He slows down and draws the contact. That's a great play by Dave Stella, and then he comes up with a catch to boot.
Malcolm Frank beaten again, as he was last week in the West Final. Now the Eskimos on offense. They must score a touchdown or this game is over. Ray throwing across the middle. Mitchell, he's got it. What a catch. Close coverage, and the veteran comes through.
Well, we talked about it. It's unbelievable. What a display. What a game to be watching. Ricky Ray's just going to sit down. He feels the pressure, but he just stands in there. He has to wait. This route takes time to develop. This is Daryl Mitchell coming down deeper across the middle. Not a little 10-yarder, good 20 yards down the field. He delivers that ball on the money.
21-yard gain. Mitchell now 8 catches for 117 yards in this football game. First down, Edmonton. Ray, play action. Shovel pass to Troy Davis. And he's tackled immediately. Tug Benyo read that.
Well, Tug Benyo read this, but I tell you what, Ricky Ray's got to hold on to the ball a little bit longer, and what he'll do is he'll force Tug Benyo to commit to the quarterback, then you push it through. Just a little too quick. As you take a look right there, he's got to get Tug Benyo up the field a little bit more to commit to the quarterback, then you can punch it through and give the ball to Troy Davis.
What a big play by Tug Benyo to limit that gain to just 3 yards, forcing Ray now into a 2nd and 7 situation on the 11th.
But every down now, you can put it in the end zone.
4 receivers wide side. That's the way that Ray rolls. Throwing the corner for Tucker. He's got it! Touchdown! The Eskimos answer back.
Well, they go after Kelly Melville again, and it is Tucker's signature play. He loves the corner route. He's made a living of this. And once again, they go to the well, and they say 83. We'll see you in the corner, and this time, double coverage. But the primary cover man, Kelly Melville, cannot keep up with Tucker. You see Dwayne Butler coming in your screen late, trying to help out from the linebacker position. But what a wonderfully thrown ball by Ricky Ray to give the catch just before he steps out of bounds.
An 11-yard touchdown catch diving in the corner of the end zone. The point after now, Fleming is good. And the Grey Cup game is tied again at 35 in overtime.
2 of the greatest displays by a quarterback in the second half, Mark. In the first half, defense dominated. Second half, it's been the Ricky Ray, Anthony Calvillo show. And I tell you what a great supporting cast with Daryl Mitchell, Jason Tucker, Ben Cahoon, Sylvain Girard, and Dave Stella. What a great game. Here we go, people. Don't leave your seats. Hope you don't got a bad bladder.
Calvillo can't believe it as his rival, Ray, throws a touchdown to match him. Grey Cup MVP from 2003 comes through for the Eskimos. Tucker with an 11-yard catch. Now they're going to switch sides for the second mini game.
Well, Jason Tucker, I mean, 2003, 7 catches, 2 touchdowns against these Alouettes. He did it all then.
Chris, that's when he beat those rookie corners, DJ Johnson and Brandon Williams. The rookie corners that caused the controversy on that Montreal defense. And, of course, the Eskimos victorious.
Well, Jason Tucker, who lives with his wife and 2 daughters on a 1,300-acre ranch down in Gateville, Texas, who puts all his awards and sweaters away, says, if you see me on the street, you'd never even know I played football.
He is indeed a modest professional athlete. All right, this time, the Eskimos go first on offense. Going the opposite direction at the 35-yard line.
Now, this might end up being a game where somebody on the defense has to step up and make a play the way these 2 offenses are putting the ball in the end zone. There's Chris Jones talking it over with Don Matthews, 2 defensive gurus.
Don Matthews has won 10 Grey Cup rings as an assistant and a head coach, and he was telling us yesterday, Chris, he's given away 5 of them. 3 to his sons, 1 to a friend who is seriously ill, and another to a Baltimore supporter who didn't get a ring when he should have when the Stallions won in '95. Here we go. Ricky Ray, the second series, play action, and Herbie has a little hitch in a short gain on that first down play. The gain will be about 6 yards for the Eskimos.
And Montreal is trying to bring everybody. They're overloading. You see they're coming free on the outside. Ray sees the pressure, delivers the ball to Herbie, who doesn't go and line up as wide as he normally does at the wide out. He comes in a little bit to the hash mark because he realizes it will shorten the throw.
Second down and 4 at the 29-yard line of Montreal. Ray, silent count, back against the blitz. Oh, and Gaylor wide open. Trevor Gaylor drops the football. So that means the Eskimos will have to try a field goal.
Oh, and Trevor Gaylor, who last week came up with a game-winning touchdown, but also dropped that one that led to a Baron Miles touchdown or interception. This one he should have caught coming across the middle. Would have probably gave him a first down.
Fleming has been perfect here today in regulation. 2 for 2 from 18 and 35 yards out. This will be his longest attempt of the football game from 36 on the left hash marks. Pressure kick for the veteran. Moss to hold. Fleming hammers it. And it's good. Inside the right upright. From 36. Eskimos lead by a field goal.
Well, Sean Fleming is perfect. I know on his stat sheet he'll show him missing 1 field goal, but that was how he ended the game last week when he pooched a fake field goal out of bounds out of the punt, just to kind of put it in the coffin corner. Other than that, though, 10 for 10 kicking field goals, none bigger than that one right there.
Now it's time for Anthony Calvillo and the Alouettes. A touchdown here wins the football game. First down at the 35. 3 receivers to the wide. Straight back, 4-man rush. It's knocked back into his own hands and he throws again. Wide open! He dropped the ball! Terry Watkins was wide open in the end zone. Their leading receiver. And there's a flag down. Was that a legal pass?
Well, he got the ball deflected right back into Anthony Calvillo's hands as he looks up at the screen and can't believe it. Everybody stops. Kerry Watkins wide open in the end zone. I don't know if you can throw the ball twice. That might be the call. He threw it once, it was knocked back in. Because he threw it, you're not allowed to throw the ball twice. So
2 forward passes thrown on the play.
There it is.
10-yard penalty against Montreal, number 13.
So not only do they not get the touchdown, they get penalized.
And now they're being pushed out of field goal range. It'll be first down repeated 20 yards to go from the 45.
Well, Esau gets the hands up and it knocks it back down after the first pass attempt, and he throws it deep to the end zone.
First and 20. Calvillo. Eskimos showing pressure on the line of scrimmage. 4 receivers to the wide side. They rush 4. Blindside blitz. Calvillo sacked! And way out of range. The rookie, Charles Alston, comes up big again.
Charles Alston with his second sack of the afternoon. None bigger than this one. Working against probably one of the best left tackles, if not the best left tackle in the game, Uzumo Okeke, and just beats him what they call around the horn. Just going to beat him off the line, gets right to the quarterback, sacks him down, and as you say, it is second and a country mile.
Second and 31 yards. Alouettes need a huge play here. Edmonton rushes 4. Calvillo in trouble again. Now he throws downfield. Oh, incomplete. Intended for Ben Cahoon.
Malcolm Frank came back with a big play and broke on that football. Zone coverage, came back and knocked the ball away from Ben Cahoon. Edmonton's going to step up in the pocket. He sees him. He's wide open. Look at the break on the ball. Malcolm Frank, originally beaten, but makes up ground quickly and gets the right hand in there to knock that ball down. And look at the reaction.
Well, the head coach, Machocha, celebrating already, but there's still 1 down left. It's 3rd down for the Alouettes, but it's a desperation situation, and there's an injured Eskimo. It is Alston.
Well, this, I got to tell you, this right now to me is not an injury. This is a 3rd down situation. What you want to do, somebody's got to go down because you want to make sure defensively you're all on the same page right now. Don't have a breakdown. 1 play to get the ring on the finger, baby. It's all about that. Alston goes down. The defensive coordinator, Rick Campbell, talks to everybody. A.J. Gass comes back on the football field. Gives Joe Montford's head a rub for good luck.
Well, you can see the smile on A.J. Gass's face as Alston stays down. The odds are against the Alouettes now. 3rd and 31.
Well, Edmonton with 2 quarterback sacks in overtime. Put the pressure on Montreal. That untimely penalty where Anthony Cavill had the pass knocked back right down to him. He tried to go downfield, and Kerry Watkins did not make the catch, but they got penalized 10 yards for that, and then the sack later. And now they're back 3rd and 21.
3rd and 31.
31, that's even worse.
It's even worse. And Alston's still down. This game, a war of attrition on defense. The rookie Garrison among the wounded on the Montreal side. And we've seen just about everything in this Grey Cup.
Well, you have. You've seen offense, we've seen defense, we've seen special teams, and we've seen nobody leaving their seats. And all across this great country and every other country is watching this game. You know they're all glued, all sitting on the edge of their lazy boys.
And what a big play by Malcolm Frank to break it up. They went after him in the first series and beat him for a touchdown. And not the second time as the wily veteran rose up.
And you mentioned it earlier, when he wants to get the first down, who does he go to? Number 86, and that's who he tried to get the ball to.
Alston being helped off the football field, favoring that right leg. Terrific Grey Cup debut for the rookie. And the stoic look on the faces of the Alouettes. The Eskimos 1 play away from Grey Cup victory.
I see Edmonton marked with only 3 down linemen.
3rd and 31. Last chance for Anthony Calvillo and the Alouettes. In overtime. The crowd standing here at BC Place in anticipation of a decision. Calvillo facing the blitz. In trouble. Rolling away. Desperation kicks it away. Ball in play. A.J. Gass has it. Flags are down. That's it. It'll be no yards. It'll be declined. And Danny Machocha, the rookie head coach, wins his first Grey Cup
Penalties decline.
as the headmaster in Edmonton, beating the legend Don Matthews.
But Markey took a play out of the Montreal defensive playbook by bringing the biggest blitz call of his life to put pressure on Anthony Cavill.
And the legend gives away to the apprentice as Danny Machocha's Eskimos win in overtime. The first Grey Cup played in overtime since 1961, and he is beside himself. He can't believe it. A kid of 10 watching his first Grey Cup in 1997, cheering on his Montreal Alouettes against the Eskimos. And he prevails today. Ricky Ray goes the distance after being pulled in the semifinal and final. The head coach sticks with him, and he delivers in overtime.
Ricky Ray, I think when he got that first touchdown pass to Ed Hervey, the monkey was lifted off his shoulders. And we saw him deliver some beautifully thrown balls to Mitchell and Tucker in the end zone. What a game. What a game by both teams. They both should be congratulated. An outstanding game.
And so the rubber match goes to Edmonton in overtime, 38-35, as we go to the field level. And Steve Armitage.
Thank you very much, Mark. I'm with Jason Tucker. Jason, tell me about that touchdown you caught in the first overtime.
You know what? Ricky put the ball right where it needed to be. And, you know, hats off. I hope he's all-star of the game because he did a good job this week.
Were you surprised that your coach didn't go with Moss and stayed with Ricky?
I'm not surprised at all. You know, we knew what Ricky could do, and he did a good job at it today.
Jason, you've been in this game before. You've been on the winning side and the losing side. How does this one feel?
Oh, it feels real sweet, you know, to get this one. Nothing sweeter than this one.
Jason, congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Steve. The celebration continues as the Eskimos win the rubber match in a thrilling overtime decision. The Alouettes coming back so strong, Chris Walby, in that second half. That field goal by Duval to force overtime, and then Ricky Ray engineering the touchdown pass to Tucker and then getting them close enough for the field goal. And they prevail by 3. Back down to the field, and here's Steve.
Thank you very much, Mark. I've got Sean Fleming with me. Sean, how special is this to win it in BC, your home province?
Yeah, that's nice. This is as sweet as it gets. Great crowd. The celebration Vancouver put on was great. And boy, what a great game. Great game for the CFL, and exciting. This is one of the most exciting games I've ever been involved in, and it's always nice to win it in your hometown.
Any nervous moments when you stepped up to kick that field goal that made the difference?
No, not really. I was actually pretty calm. I got hot at the right time and had some big games this year, and felt very confident going to the playoffs. There is a little bit of nervousness, obviously, in the overtime format. It can get pretty scary, but no, I felt very calm, and we played a great game today.
But this was an up-and-down season for you. There were moments when you struggled in this season. Do you see this as vindication for you?
Well, you know, I don't see it as vindication. I struggled. I knew it. I had nobody to blame but myself, and you know, I'm just happy I battled through it and said all the right things and wasn't negative. We got a great group of guys. Our coaching staff is great, and our fans are great, and I love playing for the Eskimos, and this is just sweet for us.
Thank you very much, Sean. Let's go to Alia.
Thank you. I'm with Danny and Bianca Machocha. You know, you gave up another career to become a volunteer football coach, and in your first try at the Grey Cup, you win the championship. What's the first thing you think of?
Man, my family, the sacrifices that they made. You know, my 2 kids giving up, you know, all their relatives back home, the grandparents, the uncles, the aunts, my wife giving up her career, and this is a family accomplishment. Absolutely a family accomplishment.
Danny, for yourself, you went to Jason Moss twice in the previous 2 games. What did you see in Ricky Ray today that made you not go back to Moss for the 3rd time?
I knew he had it in him. I said it all along. You got to believe in your people. And I have a pulse for that locker room. And all week long, we knew, you know, he was going to play a whale of a game. And what a game he played.
You know, for yourself, just as a coach, to go through a game like this, so many ups, so many downs. Oh, as the family continues to join him. So many ups, so many downs as a coach. You think you're going to win, you think you may have lost, then you win. What's going through your mind on that sideline?
Oh, I'll tell you one that when we had that that ball bounced off of Craver and then Donnie Brady, I almost started to believe that we weren't destined. But we persevered. We fought back. And I'm proud of these guys, and they know how I feel about them. I absolutely love them, and this is the best football team I've ever been associated with.
Congratulations, Danny.
Thank you very much.
Brian?
Thank you, Elliot. We're waiting for the Grey Cup presentation. Edmonton led 10-1 at halftime. Montreal took a 15-13 lead in the third quarter, but the Eskimos win 38-35 in overtime as we await the presentation of the Grey Cup. And I understand you can see the picture there already. It is time to present the Grey Cup to the Edmonton Eskimos.
It gives me great pleasure to call upon the commissioner of the CFL, Mr. Tom Wright, to make the presentation.
Thanks, Steve. Au nom de la Ligue Canadienne de Football, it's my honor to welcome Her Excellency, the Right Honorable Michael Jean, Governor General of Canada, to help me present the Grey Cup for the 93rd time. Your Excellency, would you lend me a hand? Il me fait plaisir de vous présenter the 2005 Grey Cup to the champion Edmonton Eskimos. There you go, AJ.
The Edmonton Eskimos celebrate a Grey Cup victory. This was the third meeting in 4 years between these teams. Edmonton now with the lead in the last 4 years, 2-1. The Eskimos celebrate. The city of Edmonton celebrates. We've got a lot more to come. We'll take a break and return to BC Place in downtown Vancouver right after this. The final in overtime, Edmonton 38, Montreal 35.
The game last night, Mike?
Yeah.
Like 20-point comeback?
In the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
I cannot believe it. It's been some kind of a pep talk here.
Hold on.
Okay, yeah, okay, what?
You got to dive for those.
I'm not diving.
This is carpet.
Back at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver, the Edmonton Eskimos continue to celebrate. We are awaiting announcement of the outstanding players in this football game. The Eskimos winning 38-35 in overtime. And I understand with the first of the award winners, Steve Armitage is all ready. Steve.
Ladies and gentlemen, the outstanding player in the 2005 Grey Cup from the Edmonton Eskimos, Ricky Ray, 34 of 44 passes, 367 yards, and two big touchdowns for Ricky Ray in the Eskimos' overtime thrilling victory here at BC Place Stadium in Vancouver against the Montreal Alouettes. Ricky, your thoughts on an amazing game?
Yeah, I mean, what a game. This has been an unbelievable year for this team. You know, all the things that we went through to stick together and get it done is just unbelievable.
An amazing end of season for you. You started and finished a game. How does that feel?
I know, I haven't done it in a while. It just feels great. I mean, our team battled out there all day today, and I'm just thankful for my team sticking with me and always believing in me and knowing that I can go out and get the job done, but I couldn't do it without them.
How much do you owe to your head coach, Danny Machocha?
You know, he had confidence in me today, too, and, you know, he just gave me a chance, and I'm going to go out and play hard, and we just did it as a team today.
It took you a long time to throw a touchdown pass. Your timing was perfect.
Yeah, you know, I'll take not throwing a touchdown pass in the last 20 games as long as we get a win tonight. I mean, you know, I'll do that anytime, and this team played great.
Congratulations, Ricky.
Thank you.
The outstanding player in the 93rd Grey Cup, Ricky Ray from the Edmonton Eskimos. The outstanding Canadian, also a member of the Edmonton Eskimos, Mike Maurer from Regina. He had 4 catches for 41 yards, and that was typical of the effort from Mike after he made the catch. The outstanding Canadian is Mike Maurer. Mike, congratulations. This one for the people in Regina, perhaps?
Oh, definitely all the family back at home. I want to dedicate this game to my parents and my late mother-in-law who passed away 2 weeks ago today. I know she's watching wherever she is.
How special was it the way the Eskimos won it?
Well, we've fought through adversity all season long. We've come from behind. We've played ahead. We can do it all. And we wouldn't be here today without all 54 guys contributing in some way.
What does this mean to a young man from Regina? Is this a dream come true?
Oh, you definitely. I wanted to play football ever since I was a little kid. That was one of my first toys. Was a squeaky football player. This is definitely a dream come true.
Congratulations, the outstanding Canadian in the 93rd Grey Cup, Mike Maurer from the Edmonton Eskimos. Now, back to Brian.
Thank you, Steve, and our congratulations to Mike Maurer and Ricky Ray. We'll be back at BC Place in Vancouver right after this. Back in Vancouver, time for the Warrior of the Game. And this is the 2005 Grey Cup game brought to you by the How To people in Rona. And tonight's Warrior of the Game from the Montreal Alouettes, Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick, is Eric Lapointe. 11 carries for 48 yards and 2 touchdowns as the Alouettes and Lapointe really came to life in the second half of this football game. It wasn't enough as the Eskimos win it in overtime.
Warrior of the Game, brought to you by Rona, the How To people, proudly Canadian.
Danny Machocha, who is the first head coach to take a third-place Edmonton team to the Grey Cup, so obviously the first head coach to win a Grey Cup with a third-place Edmonton team. He made the right calls the last 2 weeks in pulling Ricky Ray, and he had the guts to make the right call today in sticking with Ricky Ray.
Absolutely. Give Danny Machocha a lot of credit. You know, I'm the one saying Jason Moss should start. He's done this, this, and this. Hey, and I admit it when I'm wrong. Listen, he's in that locker room. He said it to Steve Armitage at the end. I have the pulse of this locker room. I understand these players. And for some reason today, he stuck with Ricky Ray, and he made the pass when it counted, this one to Jason Tucker.
That was the winning touchdown pass to Jason Tucker. We'll talk more about the Eskimos in just a minute. But fellas, and all of you said, to you the turning point in this game was in overtime. 2 passes on 1 play by Anthony Calvillo. He should have eaten the ball when it was tapped. If we can get a look at this play.
Well, it can't be the first time this veteran quarterback, Anthony Calvillo, has seen this. A ball knocked back that comes to him and he catches it. You got to know you can't throw 2 forward passes on the same play. It's right there. If he takes off and runs, he's got a chance to pick up 10 yards. Definite field goal range. Instead, he throws it again. Penalty, huge penalty that pushed him back.
On big plays too, you know, Charles Olsen's a great story. He stepped in for the injured Rashad Genty, who is second on the Edmonton Eskimos with sacks. And he comes in, Rashad had a pulled hamstring, had a huge sack at the end of the game. You know, there's just big play after big play. It's amazing that this game was 10-1 at the half, and we're saying this is going to be a defensive battle. 38-35, this is going to go down as one of the best playoff Grey Cup games in history.
Greg, you couldn't have said it better. This is the ultimate testament to the Canadian Football League that we absolutely love. Defense, offensive, big plays. Both quarterbacks responded. This was truly a championship caliber game and win for the Eskimos.
So many people stepped up. Of course, Sean Fleming being perfect through the playoffs after struggling. But what about Daryl Mitchell? No catches in the first 2 playoff games. Had 8 for 117 today. And I thought almost the play of the game, because there were so many good ones, was the 3rd and 4 where he catches the corner route from Ricky Ray.
You mentioned Daryl Mitchell. I think you brought Daryl Mitchell into the league. And you know what? You mentioned Daryl Mitchell. Let's go down to Elliot Friedman. Elliot.
Thank you, Brian. You know, they were just talking about the play, 3rd and 4, the play that helped send this game into overtime. What's the plan there, Daryl?
I mean, the plan was just make plays. I knew the ball was going to come my way when Coach Machocha called it in, and I just wanted to make a play to help this team get on and get this victory.
You know, Carey was out of the game. He had the hip pointer. Proulx was back there, and although he did make the 1 turnover, did you guys sense that in that kind of situation you could attack there?
Yeah, we did, and the thing that we was just focusing on was just keep this game close, because eventually our defense, they'll get a couple of stops for us. You know, Montreal, you have to give those guys a lot of credit. They fought, and they never gave up.
You know, a big moment for you personally, Daryl. It was 2 years ago when Toronto cut you. You ended up out here, and if there was any doubt, you still had it. No doubt anymore.
Yeah, and just things like that. I mean, I just use that as a stepping stone. I use that's a motivation to me, you know, because these guys on this team, they believe in me. These coaches believe in me, and they knew that I still had it, and I still had the will to play this game, and I could still make plays in this game.
And you did tonight, a big one on 3rd and 4. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Brian?
Thank you, Elliot. We'll take a break. Number 12 is Jason Moss. He didn't get in today. The man hoisting the Grey Cup went all the way. Ricky Ray leading Edmonton. In overtime, a great win for the Edmonton Eskimos, but a very, very bitter disappointment for the Montreal Alouettes. And speaking of Montreal, here's Steve Armitage. Steve?
Standing just outside the Montreal room with Ed Fillion. Ed, it's one of those kind of games where you hate to see somebody lose. It was that entertaining in that second half.
Yeah, both teams had plenty of opportunities to win. You know, we had them late in the game. I think it was third and 10 or something like that, and they completed a pass to get first down, and then they went in and scored, and then that return really hurt us. You know, we had all the momentum going, and they return a kick. We had to settle for 3 points on a turnover, and then they bring it down to a kickoff down for a touchdown. So those points hurt, but hey, both teams got a lot of competitors. We've been doing this thing for the last 4 years, so you know, my hat's off to them too. They got a lot of good guys over there.
What did Don Matthews say to the team after the game?
I mean, there's not much you can say. He's he's disappointed just like us, and you know, you do all that work for 6 months, and then really you come away empty-handed. So it's very disappointing, but hey, we'll be back at it again next year.
The first half was very much a defensive struggle, and then the offenses took over in the second half. What happened?
Just they went to their strength, which is a rollout in the 6 route to Mookie, and Mookie made a couple big plays, and then we went to Cahoon, and Cahoon, he's money in the bank. So, it just guys started getting on a roll. I think nerves always play defenses. That's why you really a lot of these games you see defensive battles is just because of the nerves it's harder to execute for an offense. So, second half came out and they settled down a little bit and they got some points for us.
Ed, thanks very much for this. Always tough to come out of the losing dressing room.
Yeah, I'd just like to say hello to my in-laws back home. Hi, and all my kids, Zach, Brett, and Tyler. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well said. Ed Fillion on the Montreal Alouettes. Brian?
Thank you, Steve. Ed Fillion from the Windsor, Ontario area. Played his university football at Ferris State in Central Michigan. Right now, let's check in with Elliot Friedman. Elliot?
Thanks, Brian. Maybe I'm standing next to the happiest guy not to play today.
You got that right. All year, I wanted to win a Grey Cup with this team, and I've seen so many Dave Cutler, Tom Wilkinson highlights of that game-winning kick in the Grey Cup a few years back, and I've always wanted to be a part of that, and it was nice that we had the opportunity today and came through with it.
You said a couple years ago when you won the Grey Cup ring, you still have it, but it wasn't the biggest deal to you. This one going to mean a heck of a lot more.
This one's going to be sweet, and it's going to be worn with pride, and this is the greatest team I've ever played on and been associated with. We've gone through so much ups and downs this year, and everyone's stuck together, and one of the greatest Grey Cups I've ever seen, and it was just awesome to be a part of it.
Just a word about your friend. You know, the stories are going to be redemption for Ricky tomorrow. Anybody happier in this dressing room than you are for him?
No, not at all. I mean, I told him the last 3 weeks, you know, it's all going to pay off at some point. You're going to get another opportunity, and it's going to feel so good because of what you've gone through. And I think he'd agree with that.
Well, thanks for not swearing this week, too, Jason. Thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Thank you, and hello to everybody in Edmonton.
Brian?
All right, Elliot. The story will read that Jason Moss didn't get in the football game, but Eric Tillman says, hang on just a minute.
Actually, he did play. He did something that's often overlooked. He held on the winning field goal. And Roger Reinson, the snapper, excellent snap. In 94, when we won here, everybody talks about Louis' kick. They forget Darren Flutie held. It's a critical play in the game.
Tell him, Eric. Darren Flutie, you think he's the future quarterback in Hamilton still?
I do think he is the future quarterback in Hamilton, even though I think Danny McManus is a good choice.
Danny McManus could end up in Edmonton. We'll end up back in Vancouver right after this. Back in Vancouver, we're in overtime. The Eskimos have defeated the Montreal Alouettes 38-35. And once again, we go to the Edmonton dressing room and Elliot Friedman.
Thank you, Brian. Bruce Beaton said he wanted to come back this year for one reason and one reason only. Tell us about the reason to return.
I had a little boy in training camp last year. I already had a ring for my girl, got to retire on top, and just wanted to involve him, and my dream was to get him a ring. And amazingly, it happened. And Sam, you're my guy. You're in my heart forever. Layla, Michelle. I'm just so happy. This is the greatest character team that I've ever played on, and I believe this is the greatest cup in CFL history, this game. And it's just fantastic to be part of it.
You going to come back next year?
Man, I'd have to be crazy to come. How are you going to top this?
Well, congratulations, Bruce. It's a great way to go out. Brian?
All right, Elliot, tough to top indeed. We've got more from Vancouver. The panel with some thoughts on the game and the Montreal adjustments at halftime after this.